Welcome to Fandom Encounters, where we combine the things you love with D&D and then try to kill each other. Recently, we celebrated a 2-year anniversary of our Percy Jackson campaign. And instead of asking people to go listen to like 200 episodes of a campaign, we decided to celebrate with a one-shot. So our story begins with Estelle Blofis, Percy's little sister, has been kidnapped by someone. And so Grover Underwood has asked the Watchers of the World to go and find Estelle. He's enlisted the help of some very strange allies, and that is who our story focuses on. These Watchers as they try to save Estelle and prove themselves to Grover, to Percy, and to the world. This is the video and the audio taken from our stream on Twitch, where you can find us most Thursdays. And I apologize for the echoes in there. We were trying to figure out some audio stuff. Enjoy.
God.
There is a very scared and missing 10-year-old girl out in the world somewhere.
We're just going right into it.
That's right.
I hate him when he does this.
Estelle,
Segue.
Estelle Blofis, a spirited young 10-year-old girl who enjoys wearing blue clothes from head to toe, something she inherited possibly from her brother or from the silliness of her mother. Grew up surrounded by demigods and monsters, some good, some scary, playing horsey with a hellhound and learning to sword fight from both her father and her brother. Unfortunately, that little girl is missing. Before Percy Jackson could find this information and begin smiting his will upon the world, his best friend in the world, Grover Underwood, protector of heroes, seeker of both the wild and of young demigods, has put out an all-points bulletin to the Watchers of the World, the Satyrs, the Dryads, those seeking redemption. Because when it comes to Percy Jackson, it's best that he doesn't show the full extent of his powers. All of you were either sought out or sought out yourselves, Grover Underwood, to be enlisted on this mission. He gave you general directions as you guys headed for the deep, dark woods, searching for this scared little girl. Unfortunately, for all of you, you didn't see a trap set before you. Maybe not a trap for you guys, but a trap for someone. And someone was scooped up in a net from above. Someone else was scooped up from a net above. Someone was scooped up from a net. 5 nets scooped up a number of people as they look about this clearing.
Are we those 5 people?
In one of these nets,
Oh God.
tangled up with just so many legs, Mistral,
The best descriptor.
Bobby, would you like to describe your character for me?
Yes, so per D&D ideas, I'm a Dryder, so I'm like a drowy kind of looking elf on the top half, and my bottom half is a spider. I've definitely seen some age, not the friendliest looking face, but blindly trustworthy. I have a wisdom score of like 6. So my trust in others is baseline, but I am an Oathbreaker Paladin of Arachne. Would have on the walk been like explaining why I'm here. Like I feel like it would just be very matter of fact. Like I need to prove to Percy Jackson that not all Dryaders can be evil, and hopefully through this process I can go back to becoming the elf I was supposed to be. Very righteous in a sense, but I'm here to fuck up any of Arachne's shit should that be involved. And if you stay close, I can help protect you. I'm going to try to protect everyone, but unfortunately I failed immediately. We are in nets.
I think we all have like a slow turn to you
Yes.
when we all go up.
I didn't?
Yeah.
No? Okay.
Oh,
But right now, Mistral, you are the one who needs protecting. Wrapped up in this net, not unlike Spider Silk, how would she get herself out of this situation?
Ooh. Well, my, key item is my big shield with, a spear on it, like a little poking, spear energy. So I'd want to try to use that. I don't have a lot of slashing, because usually it's not my job to get out of webs. But I would like my spider appendages to try to start almost feeling through the webbing of this net. Is it like a net, like a spider net, or is it like a net
The relation to spiders was more just a connection to the weaving powers that you may have inherent in you. It just seems to be a normal net.
Oh, nice. Then we would do what all spiders do, right? I should have probably looked up something about spiders. But I'm going to lay down and get my spider torso up and have 8 legs. Try to pick at the top of it as much as possible and try to pull them apart. Nice. So that it just opens and falls.
Excellent. Give me let's call this a sleight of hand check.
Oh, so good at those.
But you can roll it 8 times because you have 8 hands.
Yeah.
That's a good
The
one.
opportunities.
I don't need it. 19 plus 1 is a dirty 20.
Ooh, you are able to sort of get these arms up, pick at this knot, and pull it open, and as you fall, just legs open onto the ground as you begin to look around. Looking up, you see your compatriots surrounding you. And then the next you see, wrapped up in this net, dark hair staring down, eyes on the forest, still searching, perhaps leading the charge, having just taken a bite of food. I'm so sorry. Shataar, would you like to describe your character?
Sure.
Cheers.
Cheers. Shataar. Shataar is about 5'6". She is a dark-skinned black woman. She has a natural loose fro, but it's usually put up in a ponytail, for practicality's sake. She is wearing basic leather armor, like what you would picture as someone doing Lord of the Rings at MegaCon. It's just it's you got this off of Wish. She looks so she is fun, lovely, and very nice. And she's often called the mom friend. But she has these 2 blades on the back of her back, which is totally irresponsible because you cannot draw a blade like that. But for aesthetic's sake, she has 2 blades on her back. She constantly looks like there is wind blowing around her.
As Shataar, inside of this net, wish armor aesthetic over everything, is cooped up inside. How would she get herself out?
Probably by... That would be a waste. Not doing that. I was
aesthetics over everything.
Aesthetics forever. Well, so she's a Swarmkeeper ranger, and so I think she would just summon the nature spirits around her to just literally shred open the net around her.
Does her swarm look the same every time, or is it just sort of based on what she's around?
I think it's very much based on what she's around and what she wants them to do. If it's very calm and collected, it's a cool color. If it's something nurturing or healing, it's a warm gold color. But if it's violent or action-y based, it's probably more of a red or deep purple.
Very nice. So you kind of calm yourself, reach out to the forest, and this, I think it's called a fluttering, is a group of butterflies. These red-tipped butterflies fly around the coil of rope near where Mistral was sort of picking at, and take tiny little bites until this rope breaks, and Shataar falls to the ground. Superhero Black Widow landing that she's seen in so many superhero movies, and your knee hurts a little bit because it's not a good way to land.
Absolutely.
Overhead, We also see tangled up in her own little hooves is a little satyr who, having seen you guys and walked this far, has probably not even really said too many words to you guys, but just tooted on her flute as she's walked up this far. Tuff, what do you look like?
Well, as you said, she's pretty disheveled, not only in her little net, but also in her appearance. She's got kind of like mats in her hair, doesn't really concern herself with her appearance too much. She's too into her tunes, her like calming flute that she uses. She is a bit startled because she didn't actually notice many other people on the path with her. She was so just in her own lane, in her own headspace, and whoopsie, now she's in the net.
Now, Tuff, seeing this predicament before her, these people who have been traveling with you seem concerned for your well-being, as two are below and two are above, or I guess on the same playing field as you. How would Tuff get herself out of this net?
So, as the net rises, her flute falls to the bottom of the net and her body weight lands on it. And there's a big crack. And the flute breaks.
What?
It turns into a scythe and splits open the net, kind of like unintentionally getting herself out of it without even trying.
Absolutely, yes it does. Yes it does.
Give me an acrobatics check from Tuff as this scythe expands and you begin to fall to the ground.
I got a 17.
Nice. You, with your goat-like agility in your legs, you're able to reposition yourself and land on your hooves and sort of catch the scythe back in your hands as you do. This weapon that's like as tall as you are, and even as tall as Shataar, who is a massive growth spurt from Cali. Possibly being an adventurer miles and miles away. Who knows?
We have to fight. Good luck.
We have to fight our level 16 selves? Yeah, great.
100%.
Oh no.
That'll go on.
Watching all of this happen is the eyes from someone clad in dark clothes above Ataktos. You find yourself in this net. What do they look like in this moment?
So at the moment he is looking like he's wearing these fine black clothes from head to toe, very nicely suited, gold trim, this kind of like golden like necklace attachment on either side, has these beautiful golden earrings all the way up the ears, has a little tiny frog companion on his head, because for the memes, because that's what because off stream that's what we're doing. But yeah, very nice fine dress shoes, dress pants. Doesn't really look like this type of person to be outdoors, but 100% is along for the ride.
Ataktos is an indoor kid.
I would say more like this city, more like the fine city,
Makes sense.
kind of location. Yeah, that would be more like Ataktos.
Of course, much more polished. Thankfully, you have all of these outdoorsy people surrounding you. Ataktos, what would your instinct be to get out of this net as this frog on your head seems to be nervous being contained?
I would first, comfort my little frog. Don't you worry, this one is going to be perfectly fine. I would cast Mage Hand to take the dagger out of my pocket and try and cut some of the netting.
Yeah, give me an Arcana check just to see how well this goes.
Okay. Oh, natural 20!
Nice. You almost lazily, just kind of like guiding with your hand, like this mage hand, dagger, slice, and the mage hand then like catches your frog and eases it down to the ground with you, and as it hops back up onto your head, landing on the ground. And you all, four of you, look up and you see our final party member up above you. Mel, would you like to describe yourself for your new friends?
Absolutely. You see a sort of dryad with pointed ears, dark hair that's
kind of up, and you can see because of that on the one side, you notice a lot of like honeycombs, like almost like a hive, just sort of wrapped around and like inside the ear and whatnot. And you hear buzzing of bees just going in and out. Very barky armor and bits of like leaves and flowers and whatnot. And sort of like not humanly eyes, sort of more of like a shimmery gold, almost a honey color. And so, you're gonna ask me how to get out?
Absolutely. These little bees, like kind of like buzzing into your ear and almost like transmitting messages to you in a way that really only you and they can understand.
No.
Oh no, candle.
Absolutely not.
That's my endearing little thing voice.
Yeah. We got a cat here.
I will, as they're sort of feeding me sort of basically what I might be hearing further away from the rest, I'm gonna sort of like, motion and like make a couple hums to make a couple go out and sort of like check, and I give them this symbol for weak, to look for weak points in the net before pulling out my sickle to try and cut it. While they're working on checking it, though, I'm going to activate my boots of levitation so I don't fall.
Excellent. Mel is nearly prepared, enjoying her little almost bee-like abilities with this levitation boots. You already feel better already. Give me I'm going to say a perception or an animal handling check to sort of send your bees out to look for a weak spot.
Well, they're the same, but for the sake of this, we'll do animal handling, because I like never get to use otherwise. That was terrible. It's a 14. I have a +6.
These are not magical ropes. These are just ropes. And your bees fly out like, and they sort of like float in the air, making the sign for here as pointing almost like a combination of not quite American Sign Language. It's BSL, B Sign Language. And the fish from Finding Nemo as they point towards and sort of make a target on this weak spot as they see you draw your sickle, knowing what's to come.
I like to think that after they do something, they do some kind of emoji face.
Absolutely. You get your sickle through the gap in the net, slice it, levitation boots, sinking you slowly down as your bees make the emoji of like the sparkles. Just
I love it.
And once again, you are on the ground. We have a question from the chat. If everyone wants to go through and say what their classes are, now that we have once again compiled safely on the ground, you were freely able to converse, talk, and perhaps pick up the trail from where you guys left off. So I'm just kind of go off what's on my screen. Tuff, what are you working with?
I am a Satyr Barbarian.
I was thinking like stoner
This is the
bard.
Ataktos, what are you?
I am a Changeling Bard of Whispers.
Ooh, nice.
Ooh.
And Mel?
I am a druid. Technically Circle of the Spores, but it's reflavored into Circle of the Stings.
Excellent. Mistral?
I am an Oathbreaker Paladin in heavy armor that I did not describe well. Fully clad in armor.
It's implied.
We're strong. I thought I was the tank. We have a barbarian. We'll be near each other. We'll see each
Mistral
other.
also thought she was the tank.
You're the tank
until
for the
we get
heals.
into-
Yeah.
Healing tank.
I'm the off tank. I'm their Zarya.
There you go.
Please.
Yeah.
And what is Shataar working with?
Shataar is a Valkyrie who is a Swarmkeeper Ranger.
Excellent. So we are definitely representing a whole lot of nature, and our city boy Ataktos dusts himself off after breaking free from the nets. As you all look around, you can just sort of make out the trail that you guys were following. There definitely seemed like there was probably a lot of trampling in this area as someone set these traps, but it's probably possible you'd be able to pick up the trail once again.
You know, I never did quite like these adventures being out in the woods. I was hoping one of these days it would be somewhere that I'm more comfortable with, but alas.
I'm getting too old for this.
I'm trying not to take offense to that.
It's no offense to you, darling. I understand that we always are on the move, but you know how I like parties.
Parties? Does your frog like music?
Well, you can ask him. His name is Sir Humphrey Frogart.
Humphrey Frogart. Do you like the flute?
Are you also casting Speak with Animals, or?
Nope.
You hear
That's a yes.
I think that was a beat.
Amazing.
I hate to be the center of joy and attention, but does anyone know what the tracks at our feet are?
Oh.
Joy is right.
I can't do this. I'm not.
Can I try to track? I mean, I guess that's technically my thing.
Yeah, there's a reason I'm not checking.
Yeah.
I was like, should I?
Okay, that's a 21, my friend. Cheers. 2 years.
Shataar kneels down and easily finds those tracks that you guys have been following up to this point. You see these little, pretty on the small end, this pair of sneakers. Every few feet, there's a little bit of drag marks from the toes. Doesn't seem like someone wanted to go this way, but they were made to go this way. There are a bunch of plodding footprints that kind of drown things out. But Shataar, with your tracking abilities, you see a couple worms rise out of the ground to kind of clear off some of this path as you search through them. And you see a pair of footprints that are definitely distinct. A triangular front and almost like a small circle in the back. Someone was dragging this girl wearing high heels through the woods.
Diva.
I totally forgot. We're in a forest, right?
Absolutely.
So this is my favorite terrain. So I get to add my proficiency to that. I get to double it. So it would have been a 24. But
So we're doing 24.
Yeah, 24.
You are
With that extra 3.
You are so confident that you would be able to continue following these tracks, clear as day, almost you point and swarms of lightning bugs just bing, 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 light the path ahead of you.
You can actually reverse read what the label was on the other side of the shoe. You knew where she got them.
Yeah.
Poor thing, they're not glow sneakers. I don't think we should save her.
You track her so well that she seems sad that her sneakers don't have lights on them anymore.
Oh,
and
no.
she should. So I think if we go right down over yonder, we'll find it. Who we're gonna find, I don't know, but it's over there.
Well, stay close. I can't protect you if you wander off.
I have an idea.
Oh. No problem.
Let's go home.
If I leave now, I am doomed to live an entire life as a monstrosity, so that's not really an option for me.
You don't look like a monster to me.
Well, that's because you look like a monster too.
Let's dispel of the name calling. I think this would be good for all of us having this little adventure together. As you can see, I'm putting myself in a position where I would much rather not be, but hey, everyone does something for each other, yeah?
Oh, I'm sorry, did I ask?
Mel, your swarm makes the popcorn emoji.
I believe this is a search and rescue. No. This is not a search and rescue. We do have to rescue after we search.
Should be perfectly easy for the 5 of us.
4? I I might just head on out.
It might actually be more like around the hundreds or thousands if we're counting all my friends.
Oh, hey.
Yeah,
a little
that is
quiet.
totally on our side.
Oh, are we summoning friends? And then just Shataar, just like these hordes of gold butterflies just start but they're like not material. It's very fading in and out of existence.
It's like
Very
a whole
Michael
hologram.
Yes. They begin like spinning around with all of the bees.
Oh god. A dance.
Pretty.
Okay.
But I do think we should go. I mean, the trail will get cold eventually.
We should.
Tuff, you should stick it out. You never know. It could be quite the adventure.
Adventure. Alright.
As long as
quite
we're
the
not going
party.
to water. They said she wears blue. As long as we don't go into water, she should stick out, right?
In a forest of green, yes.
So smart.
So it's no problem.
Yes, you guys can easily follow these tracks deeper into the woods. I'm not to assume, but I assume Shataar is leading the course to some extent. Mistral herding everyone around to make sure they're close enough to her.
Within 10 feet, and if you're within 5 feet, I can protect you even more. So,
Should we
Don't tell her
undo your legs like Mother Dugan or something?
yeah, I'll lift up so you can fit under her.
Absolutely.
How tall are you,
Ended.
Mistral?
I'm technically a medium creature, because I'm like a makeshift centaur energy. But
Medium's a wide
So
range,
you kind of can't be taller than like what, 8 feet?
The
9
full,
feet?
the full extent of that medium range.
yeah, just it's like between 5 and something feet.
So I think
Well, I
you can't
imagine,
go
like-
past like a story, so I think you can't go past like 10 feet.
Yeah,
Mistral is 9 feet and 11 inches.
yeah.
She stretches all the way up.
Oh my god, if you go full other mother, got it. I'm
Yeah,
into it.
I go like full Terry.
Yes.
Now.
Alright,
I'll stick to the right of Mistral, and I'll pull out my rapier of warning, and hold it down my side.
Nice.
So any creatures or companions within 30 feet of me cannot be surprised, except when incapacitated.
Nice.
Very nice. With Ataktos leading the way as far as sensing the dangers around you, the many swarms and tiny creatures flittering around, including a tiny frog, as you all progress following these glowing footsteps. As you continue walking on, Ataktos, your rapier begins to sort of hum a little bit as you begin pressing on. When Shataar, through the clearing, you can sort of make out the forest is changing ahead of you. Shapes like trees are starting to thin out a little bit, and you can just make out the shape of what looks to be a building of sorts in a somewhat clearing as like this craggy, rocky rise is approaching. You can sort of make out what looks to be probably a temple entrance.
This seems to be uncomforting for my rapier, and for me, perhaps we should be wary of what is inside.
Are there any religious symbols on the outside?
Anyone who wants to give me a perception check, go ahead and give me one. You guys kind of like are still a distance away, but you can kind of scope it out before you guys approach if you'd like.
also, because I'm a natural explorer, if I'm tracking creatures, I can learn the exact numbers, size, and for how long they've passed through the area.
Nice. So with that, basically you're almost information gathering as you begin the march. You can tell that whoever was leading this path as you walked through, their numbers are not very large. There appeared to be just sort of this woman in high-heeled shoes. You can tell that there's like this heavier footprints that were around. It's really only a single set that has been like doing a lot here. The woman and the little girl were here a while ago, but the heavy, thick footprints were here most recently, probably within an hour or so.
Also, it's a 25. I rolled a natural 19.
Hell yeah.
I'm violently perceptive.
Nice. Did anyone else
I rolled a
make perception checks?
17.
Nice.
I have a negative too.
17.
So I'm almost thinking like I'm not looking. I am actively watching people look and wondering what they're doing.
You're trying to gauge a reaction to see
I'm like, what are you
what
guys
the answer is.
looking at?
For the first time, I'm not going to roll perception.
Have expertise in this stuff.
Well, it looks like there's 3 people ahead. But one of them, a far heavier gait than the other 2, he seems to be more recent.
Okay.
In a way.
In this area, Mel, keeping an eye out, as well as Shataar. Mel, your eyes are kind of drawn to the temple. You can see a banner has been hung on the side of this temple. Really the only thing that doesn't look ancient on this building. It's very clear. It looks like it was hand painted by someone. It says, "Welcome, Percy Jack," and then the banner has sort of fallen over, so you can't exactly read the rest. As you can see that, Shataar, your eyes glance across this poster as well, but then you notice at the base of this temple, where there appears to be a large open kind of doorway, there is a massive body leaning against the wall. Huge, thick legs, very barrel shaped around the middle as it goes up to their shoulders, and there is nothing on their shoulders. There's no head to speak of, but as you look closer, you can see where this body's chest is, where their nipples should be, are eyes, and in their stomach is just a large open mouth where they appear to be chewing on the end of a wooden club.
That's got to give you indigestion.
The eyes
I
are
was
the
trying to
nipples
read
of
the rest of the banner to see that.
Yeah, I see the nipples.
Literally, in this case.
Yeah, go fix that sign. I can walk on walls. Oh, were we talking about something else?
There's a monster over there.
I
There's
see what
monster over
like
it.
time.
Hold on. Perhaps we don't need to fight it just yet. Let's have a conversation, perhaps.
I mean, it's kind of chewing its own club.
It says well.
And I don't mean that metaphorically, I mean that quite literally. It's chewing its own club.
Must be taking the stomach growling as a literal instead of a figurative.
Oh, it's hungry.
Technically, it could be another protector. Maybe they're here to join us.
A friend.
I forgot to make a token for the Blemai, so it's going to be this hag
Well, perhaps we should have a conversation then. What do you think?
I think she should have a conversation with my shield. But my vote's not the only vote, so what does everyone else want?
Except you can vote 8 times.
I vote thousands of times with the bees.
The bees begin forming just hand up emojis all behind now.
Well,
So we'll decide to do the praising ones instead.
let's try this and see if it's friendly or not. And just in case it's not, everyone get ready.
Yes.
Yeah.
To leave?
And
No.
Tar just looks at Tuff like, we're working on it. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. You
Can I,
will be a part of
suddenly
this party.
Send a couple of bees to sort of block the exit behind them.
Just form an X, just sign
Send
out
a
now.
mage hand. Which in my head just looks like a swarm of, I don't know if I get energy or some shit. But it just mage hand the flag up and see if it notices.
Oh, you mage hand the flag up. I'm going to make a check for this Blemai. Whoa. Didn't know there was wind. Oh. Can't have that when he shows up. And he gets up and begins reaching up to try to put this, continue the work the mage hand is doing. Oh, thank you.
Oh.
Thank you, hand.
It does not appear to be intelligent.
And you can clearly see it does say "Welcome, Percy Jackson."
But I'm gonna say it's still a
If
trap.
he's busy setting that up, can we just sort of walk in?
Yeah, you could try.
I'm like looking to the rest, like,
Yes.
We can try.
We can try. I'm down for this, though.
Whoever wants to make a break for it, give me a stealth check.
oh god.
You know what? Why not?
I got a 23.
I'm so used to being the stealthy
Oh,
one.
wow.
I got a
I'm
22.
14.
I got a 3.
I can't tell because you just hear.
My heavy arm's like.
The bees are also creeping.
I feel like Mistral and Shataar are just trying to stop the armor and making it worse.
We're like, oh, and it's like,
Look, you just hold it here, and we're just
yeah,
doing this the whole
pots and
time.
hands. Slamming of pots and hands in the pantry.
Ataktos, Tuff, and Mel, you kind of make it into this hallway before this LeMay turns around, seeing Shataar and Mistral creeping up. Wait, you're not
Real.
Percy Jackson.
We're in your head.
The second that he says that, I would assume that because we're all invited to this party, right? We all know what Percy Jackson looks like, correct?
Give me a history check.
Okay, this might be. Okay, that's a natural
nice
19.
haircut.
Natural 19 for a 22.
I would say Ataktos, though you may not be like super, like, you're not friends with Percy Jackson necessarily, you're from a different pantheon, but you are like aware, you've heard stories. Grover, when he met up with you, kind of gave you like almost like, Grover thought he was being cool, he gave you like a dossier, and it was just like a picture of Percy in like New York with his family, like a family photo, so you definitely have seen Percy Jackson before.
The second that I hear him say that you're not Percy Jackson, I'm going to use my shape changer ability to shape change into the image of Percy Jackson. So I'm going to have the hair, the skin, the eyes, everything. And I'm going to walk out and say, "Oh, Shataar, Mistral, there you guys have been. Hey, buddy, I really appreciate you looking out. But I was wondering where you two have been."
Oh, this one.
Oh, you're here! Percy, welcome! I'm supposed to tell the lady when you're here.
Oh, wonderful. You know what? Let me go find her. You can stay right here and just protect us from whatever kind of problems we would be dealing with, man.
You'll pass the message for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm the message, right? So how about I just go over there and tell her that I've arrived?
Aww. Give me a persuasion check.
Why am I not a magic caster?
That's a 25.
I'm like, I should look at spells. I'm like, I keep looking around, like, wait, I saw
Lord.
You are the message. You tell her I said welcome and that you're here.
Yeah. What's your first name, buddy?
My name's Doofus.
Doofus.
Oh.
Yeah.
I stick my fist out for like a fist bump. Doofus, it's nice to meet you, buddy. Percy Jackson.
Way too hard.
Oh, Jesus.
Hi, buddy. Okay, you tell lady I'll do patrol. Gotta set more traps.
You do patrol.
Absolutely.
Sure. Thank you, Doofus.
Bye, friends
Come
with
on.
Percy Jackson.
Come on, Mistral. Come on, Shataar. Let's go.
Funny face in the hallway.
Yeah, Tuff and Mel, what are you guys thinking as you watch this from the hallway?
Just sort of frozen watching this.
Tuff has snuck back out to gnaw on the banner that says "Welcome, Percy Jackson," and kind of just like forgotten.
Has forgotten. Just period. That's the end of the sentence. Forgotten.
It's forgotten.
I will then when we're going in, I'll scooch around, pick her up on the wall, and then walk. It's on the roof. That's
Climbing
very
on the wall.
Yeah, just
Mistral.
Oh, hey, not monster friend.
I have a feeling I'm going to need to protect you.
Okay.
Oh,
My fucking god, I think my hand's broken.
As Percy's face almost like digitizes off of Ataktos, roll me a D100.
Ooh.
is there anyone who's like really squishy? Like who's Melody?
Me.
No.
57.
Like on a
57.
scale of your hit points to 0, where you at?
Yeah, like
He returns back as normal. Was it Hop Free Frog Art?
Yes.
Atop
Free-
your head.
Robert?
Humphrey Frogart. Like Humphrey Bogart, but Humphrey Frogart.
Right, but hot.
Disgusting.
Yeah, I think someone should try and see this. I don't know if it's broken or not, but Jesus, he punches hard.
Let me just
How
before
bad
we
is
go
it?
any further, I'm gonna cast Aid. So, Ataktos, Tuff, and Mel, all your hit point maximum will go up by 5 and you're healed 5 hit points. So your hit point maximum is now 5 more.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh,
I'm
dang.
pretty good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like we are looking at each other in a different way.
Yeah.
We're just group to help the group.
Help the group. That's why we're here. Also, Johnny has to be kicked out.
He
He is a
where?
man, and I won't allow it.
Mel
Is Mel a part of the Spice Girls? Because she's Mel B.
Think Bambi.
Alex, is that why you chose the name?
I actually picked Mel because, I mean, the root words for honey, like in Latin and Greek, are Mel or Melly, so her name's just Honey.
It's just the
Because
perfect coincidence.
the original version I made of this, her name was Honey Bun, so. I forget how I spelled it, but it's essentially Honey Bun. But
Incredible.
I was like, I gotta make it like a real name for this one. So.
Oh, shit.
Johnny says to ban him. But in this little hallway, you see Doofus marches off into the woods, following the exact same path that you guys tracked to come this way. Maybe that's why it was so easy to escape from the traps, because they were set up by Doofus.
Oh.
What is the marching order as this entry doorway turns into a tunnel?
I would definitely like to be as close to the middle as possible.
That makes
That's
sense.
cool.
And
Also,
therefore-
we have to see in the dark.
Therefore, Tuff is also in the middle.
What?
Yeah, I'll just hold you to it. Make sure you don't run away.
I guess Ataktos would be in the front.
I would
just in
probably
case.
be. I'm not sure if I would be in the front or the back. I would be on the side so I can like feel along the side, because I should think I would be able to feel the rumble of nature if something was going on ahead.
Absolutely. Where's our ranger? I think I missed it in the...
The front. Okay, dark
Stone,
vision.
dirt, whatever it is.
Nice. Scoping things out, feeling it out. As you progress down this long hallway, between Mel and her senses kind of scoping out the nature and the rumbling of this tunnel, our ranger and shapeshifter in the front, you don't really see movement, you don't feel movement really, you don't hear anything stretched out before you. As you approach, you sort of like, as you walk, you can kind of sort of feel the vibrations change as you're approaching a open, more larger cavern than a hallway.
So this is a temple of something, but it's just actually connected to a cave?
Well, it's something of grave importance because they're trying to welcome our good friend Percy Jackson here. Must be some sort of party inside.
With traps.
And death.
And potentially a
Death.
child.
Here, at the mouth of this, can I potentially use my divine sense to see if I can see if there's any celestial fiend undead within 60 feet, or if this is under the effect of the hollow spell?
Excellent. Yeah, you use all your legs to stop people from walking forward as you sort of close your eyes.
I blink on my eyes, and when I open them, there's just like a billion like spider eyes on my face for a second, and
So cool.
they all blink really quick, and then they come back, and it's me again.
8 eyes, and then go back to normal. There does not appear to be any celestial. Ooh. May have given something away, but I have to check something else. There's not any fiends, undead, or celestials within 60 feet of you. This doesn't appear to be under the hollow spell. With that, you get the sense that this temple is almost like it's like old and abandoned, but like the tracks and things are more fresh. Like someone has just sort of taken over this space versus this being like someone's like a symbol of someone's power.
Someone's Airbnb right now.
Yeah, someone used Airbnb
Right.
to rent out a villain lair for the weekend.
Lair B&B.
That was really
Like something
I was like,
else.
that was really good too. Next, I would just share that with the group and be like, I can sense something is up, but no specifics. So just proceed with caution, please.
And our scouters in the front, you can see this open kind of cavern. It definitely like you've been walking on like a dirt path, and it appears to be super old like tile in front of you now. All the way across, there appears to be like a red, almost looks like it's made of stone, or like stone, like a crystal, like a red crystalline door across the hall.
If you labyrinth of pain me,
Like 70 feet.
I will fight you personally.
This seems to be some sort of doorway at the end, but it's too large of an opening to be not a trap. So I'd say everyone just be careful, please.
Well, so I have this balled up banner in my like cheek kind of from where I was eating this time. And I would like to throw it as far as I can into the mouth of this area.
You
Pull out farther so you can throw it farther.
you pull the largest spit wad ever out of your cheek. Give me a roll with your hand axe with advantage because Mistral's helping you out.
The higher one is a 19.
You toss this spit wad well enough that it doesn't quite get all the way to the door. It's hard to aim the spit wad. You don't have like a straw. I guess you have your flute. You can load the spit wad in your flute and then shoot it out across the room. And it lands on this like tile closest to the door, and you can all see it kind of vibrate and rumble a bit, and then goes back to being still.
It doesn't look so normal.
No. Maybe a certain weight? Who's the lightest? You go
I'm gonna
first.
activate my boots of levitation.
Mel activates her boots.
Sort of like slowly rising up a little bit. Start moving in.
Bee is pushing at your back.
Not touching the floor. Yes.
Not
They're
touching
helping
the
me.
floor.
They're helping
You
propel me forward.
you float like a few inches over the ground as you hover forward. Room appears to be unfazed. You kind of skirt around the spitwad on the ground.
Mm-hmm. Can I reach the door and get a better look at it?
Yeah, you float across to the door. Give me an investigation or a perception check. Let's see, either one would be.
Okay. That's gonna have to be perception. It loves to roll middling. 17.
Nice. You like some of your bees help out and like. Okay, someone's selling us on the chat. The bees kind of investigate around. It seems strange as you like begin to investigate it. Like, I'm scared to touch everything in this room now, and like even like your bee is kind of like floating into the cracks like around where the door frame would be. They've done this before, like kind of sneak under the doors and everything. They can't get through, like around the outsides, and there doesn't really seem to be like a workable handle or a keyhole or anything.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna have them turn me around because I don't really have a way to propel myself around to face the rest.
With effort.
And tell them.
I just imagine it's like awkwardly painful where she's just like,
Yeah.
It's like give it 2 seconds, guys.
You can do
I'm
it!
trying to work on it.
Yeah. Okay. Oh no, that's too much. Come back. It looks like more of a wall than anything. Also, while I'm shouting, can I tell if it's like super echoey in here or not? Because it's so cavernous.
Yes. Give me another perception check.
Okay. Everything is just lagging like crazy. So sorry.
Okay.
Aha! 21.
Ooh. This room is echoing way more than it should for a room this size.
Okay. I'm going to assume that the rest can sort of like feel that and hear it as I'm calling out to them.
Yes. Everyone's hearing like just
They're like, I don't see a
reverberating.
handle. Yeah, it's like, I don't see a handle. I don't see cracks. I think it's just a special wall.
You know, these echoes in here seem like they'd be good acoustics. Do you think the room would like some flute music?
I mean, I've always enjoyed a good concert myself.
I cannot wait to see what happens next. I'll place you on that.
I'm going to, in preparation, because I know how much like reverberation is in here. I'm not going into a specific mode. I'm just telling the last of the bees to leave, so I inflict deafened on myself.
Your bee cochlear implant flies off. Just
Just in
hovers
case.
like a few feet away. They're like, maybe not.
Just ready to go back in when they're done.
I stand up straight and present my flute to all of you, and then just go ham in like a Lizzo style flute solo. Or, yeah. What is the? Can I do like an investigation check of the room, the reaction?
I'll let you do an investigation or a performance check.
Oh, performance. Oh no! It's a 13.
This is why I'm deafened.
Does in fact begin to echo a lot, throwing off the rhythm that maybe was a pretty good rendition of Lizzo, but it's hard to tell in the acoustics because like my Al's microphone, it's picking up more things than it should, and you see this like sound bounces off, and
Like
Mel,
issues.
underneath you can just start to see like when a high-pitched note cracks glass, the number of echoes kind of bouncing around this room begin to like form a ripple in the ground as this entire tile section below you falls to the ground.
I'm just doing like BSL, like stop, and start, and then go to try and push me.
And by to the ground, I mean it falls.
Not like an elevator.
Yeah.
Like in like Donkey Kong 64 death.
Rubble hits the ground below.
Okay.
Wow. That was cool.
Hop-free Frogart looks like he claps his hands in polite applause, confused at what else to do. And the bees make an emoji of just a musical note and a question mark.
Your music was groundbreaking.
Making a lot of... So making sound in the room is bad? Is something we could take away from that? We have to break the crystal in the wall, but quietly? Or...
If we look towards the crystal, does it look untouched, or?
You look at the crystal, it doesn't look phased.
What's on the ceiling?
The ceiling is honestly not super grand. It's because it's very much the impression of like it looks like this place was carved out. Like it's almost a little rough. It's like a domed ceiling, which is why the acoustics in this room are so like almost like amplified. It's all being like bounced off the ceiling and back down at the ground. It's all like almost smooth and sanded like rock, but you can still see it's kind of craggy and uneven.
Okay, I'm gonna put Tuff back on the ground, just so.
I see her being lowered, and I call the bees to go back in.
They catch on.
Can I walk on the walls over to the crystal
Absolutely.
and try to determine what this is?
Yeah, you skitter across the walls themselves, avoiding the floor entirely. You're wearing heavy armor. But I'd say you have the time to take your time and be carefully not making too much noise.
Running.
There.
I wouldn't necessarily think that she would think to be quiet, but
Not
after
that.
watching like loud noises are bad, I wouldn't think we're like.
Tuff raises a fist because she thinks loud noises are good. Mistral, how are you going about investigating this door?
Does this look familiar? Is this like any spider, like evil Arachne crystals?
Give me I'm gonna give you an option here. Arcana, religion, or straight perception.
Okay, religion.
Cool.
For sure. The other two are negatives.
Not good at picking up vibes.
Oh. Yeah. We're bad at picking up vibes, and we're bad at religion. This is a 5.
You look at this door.
Mm.
If you look at it long enough, the ridges and seams in the crystal almost look like spider webs.
No.
You're pretty sure that's what they are, and you can just hear almost like the sound of chittering, like from spiders coming from this hole in the floor.
Nice. Weird. I'm gonna like look at that and be like, huh, that's weird. Should I? Oh, I can't go. Should I break the wall?
It's a 5 in animation.
No.
Roll for your animation skill, please.
You gotta just say this is why you just
Bill?
laugh.
That's true. Yeah, I'm gonna try to break it. I'm gonna smash the wall with my shield.
You smash the wall with your shield, this magical weapon. You smash it into the crystal. The echoes reverberate around the room as this tile below you, wrong window, this tile below you, God, stop.
Come on, yeah.
I remember when I learned shapes.
Stop. You can't bully him, Bobby. Do you not remember what happens when we're being
This is a one shot. This is the only time I can bully
The
him.
door explodes as the wall,
He's like, I'm not afraid to die. Try
the
me.
floor, the crystal door itself falls into darkness.
Am I following?
Give me a luck check. There's a d20 roll. 1 through 10, you were on the ground to get your swing, and 11 through 20, you were on the wall.
4.
Everyone, you watch as Mistral falls into the crevasse.
Is it possible to hold a person? Oh wait, that would just make them paralyzed. Never mind. I can freeze them.
You are next to people. You can hold them for comfort.
I know.
You just bump into your death paralyzed.
Just fall. Well,
Are you like a cat?
no, I'm like a spider.
I know, but I'm hoping you land on your feet. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Do spiders always land on their one on their feet? Oh, you don't need that.
At this time, let's have everyone roll initiative.
Also, this is the first time my initiative has been below 5 in ever.
I rolled a good initiative score. I only wish I had a good dexterity.
I rolled a good initiative. I'm
did
so
not.
excited.
All right, what do we got? Mel. Oh, nice. What do you got, Tuff?
I need to access the button. I can't access the button.
Oh, I'm not getting permission.
No.
No permission.
Oh, I did it on here. I got a 19.
Nice. I can put it in.
I got a 16.
The deer nose just looks so good. It's the highlight. The highlight is selling it for me. You always do like a little brown, and I'm like, no.
People want to make it like too big, but
it's like it's a job or something. You know what I mean? Like to be like crazy good at cosplay.
I'm being a bold and endearing person here, and very vulnerable. Does decaffeinated coffee have any caffeine in it?
Yes, I think that, at least for tea, I'm not a coffee person, but I know that decaffeinated tea still has a bit of caffeine.
Okay, because I accidentally bought decaffeinated pumpkin spice coffee.
Hmm.
And I want it now, but I don't want to be like at 4 in the morning. Like,
Mistral, you begin falling to the ground. Roll a D10 for me.
those are not D10. D10. 1.
Nice. You are able to sort of get your spider legs. You fell really close to the wall, so you only end up taking 4 bludgeoning damage as you are able to, like, action movie 8 legs, slow yourself down as you begin to fall. All of this noise, all of the, like, sounds of your legs scraping the wall as you slide, finally hitting the ground behind a golden throne. There are 2 massive figures looking back at you as they turn to the side and look at you, snake hair wriggling as all heads turn to look at you. I don't think that's Percy. No, it's not him. We tried to kill him, remember? This is someone else. We were told anyone else we can keep. And they turn on Mistral. Up above, you guys have seen Mistral fall into this cavern for quite some time down below. Very clear that she has fallen and disappeared beyond where you guys could reach her. Shataar, the one thing Mistral kept saying was that everyone needed to stay at her side. What would you like to do?
I'm so excited that it's me.
How loyal are we?
She's like a free action. Do I feel like this tile in front will hold my weight if I walk gingerly? And it's just me on it.
It does. You've seen it be pretty fragile.
And I'm just gonna look at everyone and be like, alright, well, I guess we take the elevator down. And Shataar's just gonna walk on the tile and curb stomp it down.
Shataar, you walk forward and stomp on this tile. Its cracks begin to spiderweb as you jump down, and I draw a square on the wrong layer. As
Can we
this,
say that's a bonus action?
I would say that's that's like your movement to do that.
Okay. Cool, like what you think. So then,
You
as I
begin
go
to
down,
fall.
I cast web.
Oh, nice. So
Yeah, I'm
you
just gonna break it, cast web right before I hit.
hold your action, cast web as you do. Give me you're a ranger, give me a wisdom check to use the spell in this way. It's a little outside of the norm for this spell.
14 plus 4. 18. That's math.
You are able to sort of get this web in place. As you land, it slows your fall and then bursts, almost like a elastic used to slow your descent. You see two what look to be gorgons staring at Mistral between them, and now they're both like one looks at you, one looks at Mistral, confused. She's ours as well. And with your connection to swarms, you can hear and feel a rumbling in this room. Any bonus actions from you?
Just gonna yell up. There's a web. It's okay to jump, but I do it quickly. That's where I'm gonna end my turn.
Nice.
Maybe like not be where everyone will directly jump.
Yeah, you stomp, get out of the way, your web is still in place for the time being, and that is tough.
My instincts tell me to turn tail and leave. But thinking about Mistral and how she held me like a sweet little baby satyr, and she fell into this deep dark hole and I can no longer see her. I flip into a rage thinking about my non-monster spider mom. And my voice drops like a couple octaves, and I say, let's do this. And I jump into the web hole.
Well, this is a turn of events.
Jumping down. Shataar, give me another wisdom check to maintain the integrity of the web as this enraged satyr jumps through the hole.
It's even higher. It's 15 plus 4, so 19.
Nice. You are able to hold it as even Shataar's sharp hooves land through this web. Raging, Shataar, what would you like to do next? You see Mistral being eyed by these gorgons.
Wrong character.
Who's talking to me?
Tough, you see Mistral being eyed by these gorgons.
As I land, I whip out my flute and break it in 2 pieces so it turns into the epic scythe. And I would like to dead sprint towards the prettier one.
Which is which one?
I don't know what you mean.
The hot one.
Still nothing.
Tough to say this out loud.
I'm running to the hot one!
I'll also say satyrs can add a little extra to their jumps. So I'll give you a little extra movement as you run and jump through this cavern, because you have 45 movement, but they're a little too far away. But with the jump, I'd say you can get right up on the hot one.
Right up on the hot one. Perfect.
What? You
Do I-
fine piece to our collection.
Do I have the ability to use a bonus action in this?
Your bonus action is to go into a rage, but you still have your action.
Oh, okay.
You haven't used that yet.
I guess I'll swing.
Yeah.
Oh,
You want to go recklessly. You can swing with advantage. They would just have advantage on melee attacks against you as well. But you're more likely to hit that way.
Okay.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Kind of the Barbarian's thing.
It is a 16.
16 will actually not hit the hot one.
I would have hit the ugly one.
She's wearing uglier armor. It doesn't look like it's made as good.
It's Gucci.
But you can make 2 attacks because you have extra attack as your level 6 barbarian.
Okay. Still with advantage.
Yeah.
Oh! I crit! It's a 29.
You natural 20. You swing the first time, and like this gorgon bats it away. Like, oh my goodness, do you think I'm my sister? No. And then you just come back around with a scythe and catch her on the other one. Go ahead and roll all your damage.
That is a 18.
18, and it's going to be a +2. While you're raging, you get a little extra bonus damage. Nice. You slice into this gorgon. Oh, not even. Maybe we'll make you a statue and then break you. As she carves in, the ugly one turns to her sister. No, you hit my sister! And she holds a hand out to the wall, and what looked to just be sort of like this weird carpet on the walls begins skittering across the wall.
Nope.
As, much like many of you, a swarm of scarabs pull off of the wall and begin flying at, let's say...
We understood the assignment a little too well.
This is
Like swarms? They are swarms.
It's actually... I made it big enough to see, but it's actually not quite that.
Oh, I was like,
We're like, alright, roughly like 6 billion scarabs.
I was gonna say, if it was that many scarabs, Shataar just like puts her raid bottle back in her bag. She's like, I don't have enough.
But this swarm flies at Tuff. Tuff, even moon, and is going to try to bite ya with advantage. That is a 16, which is going to hit Tuff. Tuff is raging, so that's good. can no longer hear you.
Yeah, I can only hear you upstairs.
Well, you may have to refresh the window or something. Roll 20 kind of is dumb sometimes.
This episode is sponsored by Roll20.
10, 15.
This episode is
Cheers to
sponsored,
2 years.
Yeah.
2 years, most of it with roll 20.
My Pedialyte's on.
I
So,
definitely did Uber Eats juice to go with my champagne.
oh my
That's
god.
crazy.
Tuff will end up taking 15 half to 7 piercing damage as scarabs crawl across her skin and begin to burrow into her body. It's
Oh no!
Wrong with you?
No!
Wrong with you?
I know I have bugs in me too, but
That's fun.
Different.
That's fun.
That's my least favorite scene in all of Mummy.
absolutely.
Oh,
Yeah.
don't bring that up. Don't bring that
I think
up.
that is what inspired it because I started watching Mummy the other day.
Just watching it. Just watching it. No.
And then it goes into his brain and he freaks out and runs into the wall and dies.
Yep.
Let's refresh my window.
The whole house is
reset the whole house.
Rocky.
I
Oh,
don't
yeah.
have fireworks going off.
Problem was me.
I was like, oh, Mistral, you look different.
So tough. Not sure if you got it. You took 7 piercing damage, and you have a scarab
Burrowing you.
crawling under your skin. It can be removed if you use an action to remove it, but it seems like it may try and take some bites out of you while it's in there.
Yeah.
That is Mistral.
Seeing reinforcements and such, I'm going to run around this one and get next to Tuff.
Nice. You squat up and like spider legs over top of Tuff again.
Is it possible for me to get the scarabs out of Tuff?
I would say you can, because all it takes is an action to do it. So if you're using your action to pull it out, you can. I'm also gonna read
Right.
that because I lost Tuff again.
I also just refreshed and that helped, but
Yeah.
There we go.
but she probably does more damage, so that makes more sense.
I just would like to say that there should be justice for the blue sister. Because you would be ugly if you're screaming too, okay? So, I feel like everyone is attacking her.
If I get the opportunity to do this, this might actually.
My connection is not good.
It's like, I've got a couple ideas for my next.
They're back.
There we go.
Hey!
There we go. Hey.
Someone dropping a bowling ball downstairs.
I'm so sorry, that's fireworks.
Oh,
Oh.
that makes way more sense.
Oh, yeah.
What is happening?
I was like, is someone's neighbor building a barn?
Mistral, did you pull the scarab out of Tuff?
We're definitely pulling the scarab out of Tuff's arm. And
like a pimple, just.
yeah, we can't do that. We can't have that be happening. Bonus action. I would like to cast Shield of Faith on Tuff.
Nice. So
And
Tuff.
give Tuff +2 to your AC.
Nice. Your AC is 17 for the time being.
Smart for a barbarian.
Yeah.
Very
Just
okay.
that they go reckless.
Yeah. For now, and then I will just kind of be there. Looking at the Medusas, are we getting like classic Medusa vibe? Like they're gonna try to turn us to stone?
They have talked about adding you to their collection. It seems like
Yeah.
it may go that way.
I'm gonna yell, like, Arachne's always been jealous of Medusa for your eyes. Like, look down.
By now, Ataktos, you've heard this commotion down below. You get a sense of what's going on. You've been told about the web. What are you going to do?
It seems like they need some help. I suppose I could help. 5'10". I'm going to go down the hole.
Give me another wisdom check, Shataar, to keep your web strong.
15 again for 19.
Nice. It cushions.
This guy's gonna be late.
Ataktos.
Well, thank you. I seem to have gotten some of the spider web on my shoes, but we can fix that later on. Oh, this
Much
is...
bigger problems.
That is very true. Speaking of which, you, my dear, you might need some help. Perhaps you should converse with your sister. And as I point a finger towards the one in green, I'm going to cast Crown of Madness. They need to make a wisdom save for me.
Yes! Yes!
Yes, it works!
That is a natural 1.
Yay!
So, in her head, she hears, well, why does your sister get all of the fun? It doesn't seem very fair that you are left behind and she insults you while you're doing your absolute best. Perhaps you should have some harsh words with her, with your blade.
Which one are you casting Crown of Madness on? I think I missed it.
The green one.
Cool. So I'll add a little
I'll kill the hot one.
thing there.
I love this textbook manipulation. Like, you're the ugly sister. The pretty one doesn't deserve that.
Textbook. Very
What
much
do you know about
She
it?
get everything.
Very much textbook.
Marsha!
Marsha!
Trying to sort out Tuff's audio. L, in the top right corner of Roll20, there's like a 3-line like menu system right above like the scroll bar. If you click that, it'll pull up like the menu. Oh, cool. You bet. I was just hearing it from downstairs. Sorry. So Crown of Madness goes out for Ataktos. Give me a not wild magic roll, D100 roll from Ataktos.
75.
75. Ataktos. This burst of madness comes from you, like your entire body sort of shimmers and almost like flickers, like almost like a quick, almost like you're losing control of your shape-shifting abilities for a moment, but then you return, rooted in place, focusing on this spell. Mel from up above, you see your new friends have disappeared one by one into the hole. Your bees give you the confused eyebrow emoji. As they do, what would you like to do? I cannot hear.
Me either.
Okay.
I thought
I'm
it was
so sorry. I had the
I
mute
thought I
button
was
on.
going crazy. I was like,
It's like, oh no, Alex is magic and now we are all deaf.
Oh, we reversed
that.
it.
We need bees.
Not the bees! Not the bees!
bring in the day.
You like jazz? Okay.
Never.
Well,
So I'm gonna tell the beast to lower me down into the pit to be with the rest, and then
Yes.
once I'm
Push you down.
where's that? Okay, so that drops me all the way there.
I'd say like with like their / your movement, you're like halfway down, like to the ground. So if there's anything ranged, you'd be able to do that.
Cool. Well, the thing I'm gonna do does, because technically levitate is concentration, and this thing is concentration, so that's probably gonna drop me. But taking in everything that's happening, I'm going to sort of like panic cast fog cloud centered on the throne. So it's a 20-foot sphere, which should encapsulate both of them.
Now, is it 20-foot radius?
It is.
Oh god. The whole back.
Yes, 20-foot radius sphere. And instead of regular fog, it's actually like pollen that the bees are dusting all over the place. So sorry for anyone with allergies.
Oh my goodness.
My worst enemy.
all of the snakes
It's
begin
like that
sneezing.
tree that got knocked down and you still see the shake.
They're
They're
as
shaking
this-
their little bee booties.
Nice. And I say if you lose concentration on levitate, but the bees are able to sort of coast you down saving you from
Oh.
some damage as you do, and then you're able to sort of throw this spell up as a fog cloud, so the area, I think, is obscured.
Yes. Spreads around according to they're heavily obscured. Lasts for the duration, which should be up to an hour if I keep the concentration, until a wind of moderate or greater speed, at least 10 miles per hour, disperses it.
Nice. And inside of this cloud of pollen, Crown of Madness kicks in as one Gorgon sister turns, sees all of the attention her prettier sister is getting, and runs at her. So for Crown of Madness, read it again.
So, while the target is charmed in this way, a twisted crown of jagged iron appears on its head and a madness glows in its eyes. A charmed target must use its action before moving on each of its turns to make a melee attack against a creature other than itself that you mentally choose. So I'm mentally choosing that she goes after her sister. And the target can act normally on its turn if I don't choose a creature, or if none are within its reach.
Okay.
So, yeah.
It can move on its own, because nothing is within it. Technically, the scarabs are within its melee range, if you'd rather have it target the scarabs. Because it uses its action before it moves.
Yeah, I'll actually, you know what? I'll say your sister's getting all the attention, but it seems as though that these bugs are getting these attentions too. Perhaps you should take out both of them to gain that longful attention you're desiring.
She looks back and forth.
And the bugs.
Looking back and forth, she rakes her claws through the scarabs and does 11 damage to the scarabs. And she knocks out a chunk of these scarabs as she does. There we go. And then uses her movement. Crown of Madness controls where she attacks. Actually, I'm going to roll again. Okay. The disadvantage because of the fog cloud, but she still hit anyway. And she'll hang tight there. Inside this fog cloud, the pretty Gorgon was being attacked all around, so is still going to blindly first sneeze. Achoo. And can't do that thing. Actually, it is technically a breath, but for the clever planning, I'll say they cannot do that. She's sneezing and can't use her breath thing because it's the Gorgon stare, but for some reason it's a breath in this stat block. So instead, we'll try to attack Tuff, who has a higher AC now, and she can't see through this pollen. Unfortunately, that is an 18, so it is still going to hit Tuff.
I want to use my reaction to do interception, so I can reduce whatever this damage is going to.
Nice. Okay, 25 piercing damage. What do you reduce it by, Mistral?
Reduce it by 12. I rolled a 9.
Nice. So 13 damage, halved because you're raging, to 6. So Tuff only takes 6 piercing damage as one of these claws gets you.
Thanks, Spider Mom.
What?
What?
Spider Mom, Spider Mom.
Oh, I did not join this game to be Spider Mom.
Shataar, your web is gotten everyone safely down, and there's a pollen cloud covering the area with your friends and the enemies. You can still sort of see some of these scarabs, like, confused about the pollen and flying around in this space.
Yeah, that's crazy. I feel like I just the mom at the ball pit is just like, go, go, go! Like as each person drops down, Shataar's just shooting them forward, attack! But now it's just gonna snap, and then the web just vanishes.
A bunch of spiders give you a salute as they.
Yeah. And then I'm gonna. she's gonna take out her 2 swords, and then she's just gonna take off running. So.
Nice.
Oh, I don't want to be here. I don't know where I am. I don't know what's going on.
Hold your breath and step in the pollen cloud.
Yeah. Looking at this stat block after playing Lyra, I was like,
Exactly. I'm like, how do I?
We're normally level 16.
I'm like,
Meanwhile, Callie would still die before Shataar, which is like insane.
So you dash into the fray.
Yes, indeed.
That is back around to Tuff, protected by your spider mom. There's a swarm of scarabs on you, and you're facing a pretty Gorgon.
Pretty Gorgon gets face sliced.
Give me that face.
I'm gonna give it to your sister.
Oh my god, this got dark.
Just a little bit.
Look, we're gonna have him.
I got a 17.
17 is still not gonna hit the pretty one.
Can I headbutt her?
You can as your bonus action. Satyrs have that unarmed ram headbutt.
nice.
A 26.
That will hit. The scythe misses, but the momentum carries your head into her stomach.
A 9.
+2 because you're raging.
Okay.
And you still have your second attack.
Oh, okay. $22.
That will hit.
An 18 plus 2, so 20.
My goodness. Nice.
That's so much damage.
Okay, not quite bloodied, but she does look very rough.
Less hot.
A little less hot.
Yeah.
Medium.
She's giving mild.
It's like it's injured, but like she has like the cheekbone cut that women in action
hot
movies
people
have to have. Yeah.
Yeah. She's
Right
actually
amount of
been,
sweat
Right, I think
happening.
that's worse. She's getting hotter.
Oh no, she's hotter!
You sliced and cut through her dress in a way that would make DeviantArt proud.
She's very fan servicey.
And her sister's like, I am a
Only fans ain't got shit on me.
clown! Gorgon only.
Not the like corner boob.
that Mr. and Mrs. Smith scene. You know. We all.
You know.
And the scarabs crawling across. I actually apologize. I should have made you roll those flat. Reckless, canceling a disadvantage from fog cloud, but I forgot. And the scarabs are going to crawl around on Tuff. I'm not going to give them disadvantage to make up for my mistake, because they're also crawling on you, but they do suck. They do hit, though. That's a 22 to hit. You see, since the Gorgons swipe through their swarm, they do less damage now.
Super.
You take 16 halved to 8 piercing damage, and once again you like feel one of these scarabs crawl under your skin. And that is Mistral's turn.
From happening. I'm gonna try to swing at the swarm.
Yeah, you aim at the scarabs. Disadvantage because of the obscure vision, but you may swing on them nonetheless.
Ooh, terrible. That's a natural 1.
That doesn't hit, actually.
Okay, can I now use my bonus action to use my Shield Master feat, since I took the attack action, and try to shove the Medusa that's next to me?
Absolutely.
Nice. So they have to make either an athletics check.
Ooh, that is very good. I don't know if they're they're pretty strong, they're not good at athletics, but that is a 24.
Oh, well, I got a natural 20, So
You swing, the scarabs dodge your blade, but then with your magical shield, you just knock the hot Gorgon, knock her prone, and once again, just a pose that would make the internet happy.
Nice. I'm gonna use one of my charges on my battering shield as well, and I'm gonna push her an additional 10 feet away. So she's prone and 10 feet away.
She slides across the ground, and like you're finally like knocking her like not quite as attractive.
Oh, nice.
I didn't expect that.
And then I'm gonna take a step out and get about here, and I'm gonna swing on the swarm now that we're out of the...
You step out of the pollen, finally able to breathe, and swing at the swarm.
I'm like, ooh, I can see now I'm not very good at attacking. Yeah, that's an 8.
8 in total?
8 in total, yeah.
You covered in pollen, your sword is slippery, your shield is slippery, and you are thrown off, and you miss the scarabs.
Alright, I'm going to move back in.
Nice. You step out, move back in, like feeling for where Tuff is inside. Ataktos, that is you. You can just see scarabs on the edge of this pollen cloud, but other than that, there's a big cloud of pollen.
I mean, I'm not really gonna do much.
Concentrating on
because-
crown of madness.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep my concentration for sure. I don't know. You know what? I'm still gonna move up. 5, 10, 15, 20. This is like right about there. I'll stand next to my lovely friend here. And I'll just kind of just observe. I'll hold my... Actually, no. No, I think I think I'm just gonna pull out my sword and just wait. If anyone gets near me, I'll attack it with my rapier.
Nice. You step up next to Mel, draw your weapon, holding your rapier attack?
Yeah, I'm gonna hold my rapier attack, just in case.
Yes. Holding that, and that is Mel. Ataktos has brandished his rapier of warning in a defensive stance. What would you like to do?
Alright, so I'm focused on trying to get them to fight each other. So I'm going to turn to Ataktos, say, thank you very much, I've got one more thing to do. And then start going 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35 to get closer, though I can't see because she's in the fog cloud still. Hot Medusa. Can I see like any of her or like?
Give me a perception check because it's your spell. I mean, like I'll let you see if you can see through it.
I got a dirty 20.
You're able to make out like almost like a silhouette in the fog.
Perfect. Okay, so I would like to cast blindness on her, just in case she gets out of this fog cloud and has a disadvantage against her sister.
Does she?
So she has to make a Constitution saving throw.
That's a natural 5. That is not going to do it. In hiding in the pollen, like on a stealth mission, a bunch of bees climb over and brace themselves, making a pair of like bee goggles on her eyes, and she cannot see through them.
That is my turn.
It is the turn. Gorgon with Crown of Madness is going to swing on the swarm, being controlled by Ataktos.
All bets on Ugly Sister.
The natural 7. That will still hit the swarm. She carves a chunk out of the swarm and it gets a little bit smaller. And then she is going to step forward, and the hot Gorgon is going to make her way back to where she was pushed from, like feeling her way forward now that she's double blind. And as she just like sweeps her hand side to side, she's going to let me make a luck check. And she's going to swing on Mistral
Hello.
with disadvantage. That is a 23 to hit.
That will hit.
That is 19 piercing damage as she just literally walks claw out straight into Mistral, who also can't see her coming.
I was like, oh, this definitely fails, but I forgot that Paladins have amazing saving throws. So I maintain concentration. Can I take 15, as I said?
Yes.
Okay. And can she give me a dexterity saving throw?
She can.
With disadvantage because she can't see it coming.
Yes. That is a natural 1. Apparently
Nice.
saving throws are not what she is good at.
Good. And she's gonna take 18 fire damage as I hellish rebuke her.
Oh my goodness. With that, Hot Gorgon is bloodied. And blinded. And in a fog cloud.
I've done more damage on other people's turns than mine.
Are fog cloud and blindness both concentration?
No, blindness is not concentration, while fog cloud is.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
No Gorgon. That is it. Back to Shataar once more.
So, can you see through the fog cloud if you have magical light, or does it block out magical light as well?
It just says heavily obscured, so it's kind of like 3/4 cover or something.
Yeah. I'd say you're if you're in it and close to things, you're able to see.
Perfect, because I pull out my 2 swords, one of which glows white, because it's a moon sword, and the other which glows what looks like a fire opal. It's like red and blues, and like it's on fire. And she just pulls out her 2 swords, and it casts 10 feet of light around her. And she's going to say, alright babies, it's time to work. And so that she just full on starts hacking into the swarm.
The swarm locusts. Nice.
Percy Jackson.
That is 14 for the first hit.
That will hit as you carve into the locusts, and they begin to dwindle, super tiny, with the multiple hits they've taken. You get the sense that this is as small as this swarm is going to get.
Do I feel like it's possible to kill the swarm, or is it going to be? Is it like a spell that's just going to be?
Especially with your connection to the swarm, they kind of keep pouring out of the walls and things. So,
Heard. Then before I'm going to cross over. Where I remember her being, and then I can see her now because I have my swords. And now I'm going to strike her with my soul fire sword.
The ugly one does get a 25 on an opportunity attack on you.
That's fine.
You take 29 piercing damage from her claw.
Okay.
As you get raked as you approach the hot one.
The hot one, not this. So it's 29.
Yes.
Let me just add my favorite little red dot to my character. I do every session. Alright, so then for the second attack on Hot Medusa, it's a 20 dirty.
That hits.
Perfect. It's a D8. Is there anything fun I can do with this switch? Actually, I might. Can I cast Zephyr Strike on myself? Because it's a bonus action spell. and it keeps you from taking attacks of opportunity if I move.
I would say you could next time.
Alright, in that case, I won't do it. Fine, I'll just... So that's 10 damage from my sword.
10. She is getting rougher and rougher.
We're trying to even the playing field between the two.
And that's my turn.
Nice. You run up, spilling your attacks between people, and that is back to Tuff. At the start of your turn, Tuff, this beetle inside of you deals you 1 more piercing damage.
Just one?
It was 3, but halved because you're raging.
Okay. So in my rage, I don't even notice the giant insect burrowing its way through my mats. Can I go ahead and...
They're just detangling.
Yeah, they're really just helping.
That's what the 1 piercing damage is from. It's just pulling on the hair.
Just braiding your hair at this point.
So we're gonna try to strike the ever-growing hotter one.
Excellent. So you're still in the pollen cloud, so you can reckless and then blinded, so it cancels out. So it's just a normal roll.
Got it. That is a 25.
That will hit.
I got an 18 plus 2.
Nice. She is looking rough. Not quite as rough as her sister, but like.
What if I also headbutt her?
You can use your bonus action to headbutt her.
It's a 14.
That won't hit. You still have your last scythe swing.
It's a 12.
Not quite enough.
Did you add your rage damage to the first one?
She did.
Nice.
She remembers better than Alan already.
Hi, Alan.
We were doing so well!
Happy
We're
second
hundreds of
roasting
episodes
out.
in, and I'm still like, did you add your rage damage? Okay.
Hey, sweetie. Hey, bestie. Will you check my rage damage?
That is the swarm of locusts, of scarabs. They have a new target now. They're going to go for Shataar and spread the love.
No!
That is a natural 3. They do not burrow. They just crawl across Shataar and like, wait, you smell kind of cool.
Yeah, with this cocoa butter, baby, you're not getting it.
You just slip right off.
Listen, you wish.
And that is Mistral.
Okay. I'm gonna try to hit this sister next to me. We're gonna try.
I believe in you.
Thank you.
Spring break.
You don't have to. It's perfectly okay.
No. I was gonna. With disadvantage, 17.
Does not hit.
Not hit. I will. We will shield master attack and try to knock her prone.
Natural 4?
Ooh, I rolled a 5. Plus
There's a total of 9 for her.
11 for me. So now she's prone.
You still knock her prone.
So now it's a straight roll, right?
Straight roll.
Nice.
Cat God has arrived.
Jack God.
Okay, God.
22 to hit.
22 will hit.
Nice.
Oh, she was prone?
Yeah, she is prone
She's
now.
now.
Oh, she wasn't when she got up. She got up. Okay.
Yeah.
We like her better prone.
I'm gonna dump a first level smite into this, right? That's what I'm supposed to do. Wow. What happens when it's all bad?
Then it's just a low roll.
10 plus 3 is 13.
She is on death's door, barely clinging to life. For the first time, she looks as bad as her sister.
Oh my
God.
And now we leave her alone.
Hashtag justice for Green Sister.
She has to live like this
Like,
now.
no,
Just leave her.
don't treat me like a monster, like I'm my sister or something.
Oh no. I can't even really
The
see
sister's
you.
like, what?
Start singing memory.
It's Tia and Tamara.
I'm gonna move. No, because she's right next to me. I'm not gonna move at all. I am very happy where I am.
But she'd have disadvantage on attacking you.
She has so much disadvantage. She's prone, blinded, and covered in pollen.
Yeah. She's suffering.
Ataktos. No one got close enough for your rapier to sing, but you do look inside this chaos. There's just so much clattering going on inside of this fog cloud.
5, 10, 15, 20, just getting right into the edge, and I'm just gonna like look towards the direction of the pretty one, and I'm going to say, "You will never be prettier than your sister," as I use vicious mockery. So she needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
So mean.
Incredible.
I'm trying to take a
I
pretty
like
one.
how we're just winning by the power of bullying.
I'm
That's our whole
pretty
job.
sister.
With a
They're just kind of
natural
all
4,
abusing
you successfully bully the pretty one.
7 points of psychic damage.
My sister was always so much smarter than me. That looks for all I had.
The accidental. Oh, that was nice.
That was perfect.
Yeah. Back up.
Are they humanoid?
They're monsters, but kinda.
Okay, because, and I want to roll with this. I want to role play this with you. So I have a reaction that says if a humanoid dies within 30 feet of me, I can capture its shadow, and keep it until I finish a long rest. And as an action, I can use that shadow to disguise myself as the dead person for 1 hour.
As this Gorgon cries, Hop-Free Frog Art hops off your head, and people inside the fog cloud just see him open his mouth.
He's curvy.
And absorbs the shadow.
Follows the shadow of Medusa as she turns into dust, and then he just sort of hops out of the fog cloud back to Ataktos.
Just pure black eyes on the
His eyes like sustained black now, basically like he's full.
That's disgusting.
Who's a
Yeah,
cute
I'm
little
looking at the
frog?
other two like, can you fucking believe what
Who's a cute little frog? Yes, you are. And I put it back in my head. I like it. I like that. Okay, so I've got her essence in my frog. Your
I'm
move,
sorry,
everyone.
Hoppy has her essence.
Yeah.
He can do with it as he pleases.
Correct. Hoppy does have her essence.
As this happens, you just hear, "The throne is mine!" Mel, that is you outside this pollen cloud.
Perfect. I can probably see her trying to move towards the throne, and I'm gonna cast Chill Touch on her.
Nice. Give me a roll. I'd say because of the distance through the cloud, this will be a disadvantage, however.
I have a range of 120 feet for this spell.
Nice. But she's like
Fog
obscured
cloud.
through the fog
Yeah.
cloud, yeah.
It's only a 12.
12 is gonna hit
Oh, okay.
her.
Oh, this poor ugly sister.
Her armor being held together with tape and string.
That's
Look, as a former ugly sister, I get it, but not like this.
Just thrown together by the scarabs.
The scarabs actually like chopped off some of the pieces of her armor to protect themselves.
Gorgarelli.
They thought it would make her more hot like her sister when it started.
Like, no, we'll help, we'll help.
Sad.
Matt, is she bloody?
She is. I did red for some reason. It's the Crown of Madness.
It's-
Thank
yeah.
you. That's a purple.
I was like,
for
what?
Madness. She did it to herself.
Right, I was like,
You really
damn.
did. That's her fault.
So she takes 7 necrotic damage as I'm assuming a bee emoji hand instead of a skeletal, ghostly skeletal hand comes, grabs her. She can no longer regain hit points until the start of my next turn.
Nice.
And the hand just grabs onto him.
Just grabs on. Holds on like one of the snakes, going on like a mini battle on the top of her head.
Yeah.
That is her.
It's like an
turn.
all-out war.
No more sister for me! And she sits on the throne, glad that it's hers entirely. And you will be my subjects! And she is going to swing at Shataar.
Surprising no one.
That is a natural 5, and for a total of 13.
I kind of feel bad for her.
She like, goes to reach out to you, and you're too far away because she won't like get out of the throne to like hit you.
Just like,
No, it's mine. I didn't get to sit in it. But Shataar, that is your turn.
so if she's sitting, would that be...
Not
Almost-
prone. She is still.
No! Why are you against me in everything I
I knew where it was going to.
do? So the first attack is 23.
That will hit.
Alright. Damn it, that was almost a natural 20. I have to fuck this shit up. I think attack is a 19.
Both of those will hit.
Alright, so first one with my moonsword is a 4, and then for my soulfire sword, oh, mama, we're rolling garbage. So 10 points of damage total.
10 points of damage. The first damage she's taken. No, if my sister were here, she would protect me.
Oh.
Oh,
Can she make a strength saving throw?
Oh,
the frog blinks.
That is a 23 strength saving throw.
Yeah.
Yeah, 23.
Oh, fuck that.
Natural 18.
The swarm goes around her, but nothing happens.
No, stop it. These are my scarabs. Go back to your friends.
And then... Yeah, I'm just gonna stay where I am. They can move around me. They're fine.
That is tough.
So
But I will say, I think, like...
I think you might still be muted.
Yes. So, in my rage, I see the figure that I was trying to slice up just sort of go away, and my eyes dart to her sister. So I want to what is the best way to get around Shataar? Do I have to fight the scarabs?
If you leave the scarabs area, technically, you can move through your friends, so you can sort of step at the side.
I will
Gotcha.
actively cheerleader boost you. I am the mom friend. I'll just take a knee and I'll be like, go!
Perfect. 5, 6, 7, 8.
Really cool, back roll.
Back roll.
Back roll.
Crawls.
Yes. Okay. After my back roll, I would like to go ahead and swing on her in her little throne.
Nice. Still flat rolls as you recklessly attack, and then are also blind.
My first scythe is a 27
That won't hit.
and 13 damage.
Nice. Plus 2.
Yes, 15. And then my second swing is a 16.
That will hit.
And the damage is 18. So, not. It was 16, not 18.
Okay.
And then I also maybe would, like to headbutt her.
Why not?
Oh yeah.
We're
Do it.
here.
Do it.
Since we're here. So I'm gonna grab the arms of the throne beside her and wind up. Yes, exactly. Holly. And, that is a 21 to hit.
That hits.
And it's a 7.
Nice. I almost accidentally typed 99. That's not.
Did you add your rage damage?
To the headbutt?
Yeah.
Your rage
Oh.
you make?
No, I didn't.
Every hit you make.
Thanks, Spider-Man.
Mistral says that on the battlefield.
Oh, did you add your rage damage?
I feel like we're the lesbian moms. And these are our adopted children.
Yes. You don't know the moment that's coming yet, but I'm waiting. I have a spell for you. It's coming later.
But also, I feel like Mel is probably our barista friend who we met. She's into homeopathy and like, she's the woo-woo friend, as we call her.
She listens to certain frequencies around pregnant women.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
wants to help the baby. And we're like, sure.
I send the beast to talk to them like in utero.
Yeah.
Like cover the belly.
Tuff, you also take 1 point of damage from the scarab that's still crawling around inside of you. Detangling your hair now. But the scarabs also miss on an attack on Shataar.
No?
That is Mistral.
I'm gonna walk on over here. How bad does Shataar look? Like,
She is bloody.
okay.
I mean, she's a single mom who works 2 jobs.
Love your kids and their stuff.
So,
Um,
underappreciated.
I'm-
Hands in the heart of a fire.
Right now, this is the only thing between me and becoming a person again, so I'm gonna attack twice with my spiked shield. Are these with disadvantage?
Yes, because the fog cloud.
Right. 16.
That'll hit.
And that is
Just shabby armor.
8 piercing damage.
Nice.
We're gonna bonus action shove.
Heck, yes. So she's gonna make athletics. 16.
24.
Nice. You shove her. She like falls out of the throne. Or no, that's
Yeah.
only if you do use a charge. But she's
More bullying. Just
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah. The prone condition in the chair.
she falls over the side of the arm.
Yes. And then now I will attack with the straight roll, and that's an 18.
Yep.
And
Okay.
5 damage.
5 piercing damage. Nice. In
Yeah,
rough shape
Snyder.
still.
I'm not gonna add a smite it because Mama's here for a long time right now.
Yeah, I feel it.
Atakar, or Ataktos, that's the end of your name.
Guitar.
Atakar.
It was a big anime boy moment.
That is, that's like the name of a bad Transformer.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Oh, it's funny.
Atakar, get in
there.
there.
That's a
Pokemon
Pokemon and I
spin-off.
want
100%. Well, it's funny because his name's actually Greek for mischievous soul.
Attackars.
Atakar.
He's the Loki.
Well, Ataktos is.
Attack.
Attackar is a Digimon Beyblade spirit.
Oh, you're the new pair Pokemon, Ataktar and Ataktos. That's
It's this generation's fighting duo.
yeah.
It's like this, and it's an attack top. It's like
Plus good Ataktos, who can only say his own name.
Or on top of a tank.
The frog blinks, blink, blink. The Gorgon eyes still glowing inside of him.
You hold on to that for me, little one, for a little while.
ugh.
Perfect. 5, 10. I'm not going into this fog. My clothes are
Your
too.
clothes will get destroyed.
Right. My clothes are too pristine for this. I'm not dealing with it. So I'm just gonna
It'll
go.
never come off.
Never come off. 5, 10, 15, and oh my god, what am I supposed to do? Well, Crown of Madness doesn't need to be used anymore, so I'll just drop Crown of Madness. Hold person. You know what? I'm just gonna point. Wisdom saving throw
In
for
that
me.
prone position over the chair.
Still here.
That was stay ass up over that.
Oh no. Oh god.
No way!
Natural one.
No way!
A second natural one on a saving throw.
Oh, the story writes itself.
Honestly,
She-
Poor woman.
both times that it was a natural one, it was with my boy.
She slumped over this throne. Just goes, I'm not getting up. It's mine. And she
I
is.
choose to do this.
I like this position. It's comfortable.
I turn over to Mel and I just say, my dear, perhaps we should remove the cloud and have a conversation with her.
Agreed.
Oh, should I make another D100 roll?
Oh yes, because it was a spell. Roll a d100 for me.
Ooh, yes, 42.
42. You shudder momentarily, and where is it?
You just got like ASMR tingles, that's all.
Yes!
Ataktos finishes casting her spell, and you see the ugly Gorgon is held in place. Hopfree Frogart with a he doesn't look very hungry anymore. As you lose control of your shape-shifting a bit. That is... I'm sorry, I just accidentally skipped Mel in the little counter, but it is Mel's turn.
Yeah. Drop concentration on Fog Cloud, clear up everything, and take in the situation. Shataar is pretty visibly hurt, obviously. So I'm going to... Oh god, I nearly shifted the whole thing. I don't
That
know,
was
the
me.
screen was
Go
moving.
ahead.
Okay, I was like, what did I do? How did I do that?
I bullshit!
She has the power of God.
I'm ascended! Oh my god! Anyway, I'm gonna walk up to Shataar and do some cure wounds at I'll just do it at first level because there's more slots there. So
Nice.
boop. So that'll be please be good, please be good. 8 healing.
Appreciate it, sugar.
Nice. 8 healing at Shataar. Still bloody?
Boom, baby.
Yay!
But now you taste a little sweetness. You got a little bit of honey nectar. The little bees just like show a little bit on your lips.
And like when you eat
Ew.
like natural honey from a region, like you begin to like be like less affected by the allergies of that area. You are pretty sure because Mel heals you, you're immune to her pollen, but it's actually because she dropped the pollen cloud.
That's why I have to have Florida honey. Like I have to have it or I'll get very sick. It's stupid.
Oh my goodness.
That
But that is Shataar feeling a little more healthy. This Gorgon is stunned, laying on top of the throne, kind of throwing a tantrum.
So if she's stunned, do I get
She's.
advantage?
I think she's paralyzed, right?
Is it paralyzed the whole person? She's
I don't-
paralyzed.
Yeah.
She's paralyzed, so I get super advantage.
Oh, yeah.
Alright.
Hey.
These are crits.
These are all crits.
Oh god, I forgot.
Wait, they're all
about that
crits?
They're all
one.
crits.
Crit.
They're all crits.
Okay, well, it's a natural 16.
It's a crit.
Okay, so that's the first one.
That's a hit.
Okay, well, that rolled off the Allen Grizzly. That's another 16!
Yay!
Those both hit.
Alright, okay. Okay, we're doing it! Oh god, we're doing live.
Really doing it.
So the first one is 10 damage. And then the second one... Oh my god, could you calm down? 8, 15, that's not right. 8 and 5. So how do I get 15 on a D8? I don't know.
Magic.
13? Yes. So 23 plus another D6 because I'm going to use my swarm to attack her.
Nice.
Nice.
That's also doubled
Yeah,
because
because it's a dice roll.
dice roll.
Okay. So that one-
Damn!
That
Since your
one's
swarm is based on the area,
yeah.
since your swarm is based on the area, does that mean that they look like mystical versions of the scarabs?
You're turning the scarabs against her.
Please. It's just gold
Oh
scarabs.
my god,
Just-
yes.
She had like
They're
some gross
prettier.
earthly ones. Mine are like violently gaudy gold. Like
These
she
are
had
the scarabs that her sister was.
the New Jersey
They're the
here,
pretty
like Jersey
scarabs.
Shore gold scarabs, and that would have been a total of 34 points of damage.
Oh
I
my
lied.
goodness.
I lied. 36 points of damage.
Yay.
I had
Oh my god.
my damage for the swords.
Oof. These scarabs latch on to her and begin, just like Tuff still has a scarab crawling around inside of her, your scarabs begin crawling around inside of this Gorgon, and as they pull her apart, so too do her scarabs poof into dust. And you see on the wall opposite, looking behind you, you all see Atakar, perhaps for the first time as you've traveled with her, but looking different. And this entire rock wall was made of scarabs and falls down, revealing a hallway leading out of this chamber.
So, because I killed her, my sword has a special ability that anyone I kill with my swords, their soul is like, because it's a soul fire sword, it's like their soul gets sent off to be reborn. And I'm a Valkyrie, so that's low-key kind of my job.
It is.
So I feel like as I'm doing this, I just stab her, and then you just see these spectral wings and like this massive armor appears over Shataar, and like a very cool avatar.
It's persona.
Yeah. literally, I am Joker. And she just stabs and like rotates, and then she just shatters her, and then she's like, "Enjoy your next life. Hopefully, it's better."
What's
A
that?
whole bunch of soul snatchers here.
Literally.
I like it. I like it.
As you stomp on her and it's just saying, "Dance, Carmen!"
Please. Yeah, it's Skyrim. It just pops up with Lady on. Awesome.
The girl squad all out attacks and takes out the Gorgons. A frog has swallowed one of their souls, and a Valkyrie's sword has sent the other one to their next life. And the way
Hopefully a
forward / behind is revealed.
Well, it seems like we've found our way to find our little friends. Perhaps we should go.
Are still vibing. Alright, you know what? Who are you? Hello?
Ataktos?
I will take the incorrect names as fully. Yes, it is me. Yes, and actually, what you see,
your name wrong.
what you see, instead of like the gold like around his eyes, you see the gold like headbands. The dress is like around the neck, and then that kind of droops downwards. It's kind of like a like just an all black sort of like sundress, but like there's like gold, like flower imprints all over her dress.
You better do
My
that.
bees love it.
Mm-hmm.
I like that they're both from the Fire Nation. Like, they're both propaganda. Like,
And she's 100%. She's 100% wearing like 3-inch gold heels right now that cover her feet, except for the front of her toes.
It was her tracks.
Plot twist.
Yeah. Plot twist. This was actually her this week.
Sure.
I'm just like practicing trying to say Ataktos because it looks and sounds very similar with the buzzing and everything.
Mhm.
So like it's not a mistake.
Practice does make perfection, I guess you could say.
Ataktos.
I can't hear this.
I'm hoping that the bees are covering it, but it's not.
Just like 100%. You just 100% hear this.
The bees are also practicing, like spelling it out, like hands, like text, but also hand signing it.
It's a spelling bee.
She starts to walk towards the entrance that was just open. She's just
Hey,
like,
come back here. Come back. We have to do a head count. How's everyone feeling? What do you? You don't just get to walk through the door. Listen, little girl, come here.
she's walking with like the runway model kind of status. Like she's like, I just doesn't have time for it. I would assume that everyone would want to go and find this little girl. Yes.
Yeah, but We just want to
But first, let's. I heal. Let me heal. I'm gonna put touch to her. I'm gonna give you 8 lay on hands points.
Thank you.
Alright, come this way.
And then I'm gonna show like a symbol that is of Arachne that is on the shield. I'm gonna like touch that and like rub it like with some oil or something. I'm gonna use my channel divinity to regain a level 2 spell slot.
Oh, dang.
Nice.
I go up to Shataar and I say, I suppose I can help, and I will cast. How badly are you injured?
Look, if we were to quantify my pain,
You can quantify.
I would say it would be like, 13 would get me to full.
Then I will use Cure Wounds at first level and see what happens. Oh, 10.
You can use cure wounds.
I'm a bard.
Oh, see, I thought you were a warlock this whole time.
No.
Give me a roll on a D100.
Oh fuck, that's right. Here we go. 27.
Ataktos remains, and as she casts the spell, almost had a little bit of like shape change. Remains the same.
Yeah, you do see like a little bit of a shimmer, like a golden shimmer.
I healed myself up too.
Yes.
I have 13 lay on hand points left.
Nice.
Tuff, are you okay?
As I'm coming out of my rage state, I sort of like turn to all of you and blink slowly, and then back up into the throne and curl up kind of almost like a cat and just close my eyes.
Tuff, 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 tuff.
I'll pet her hair and cast cure wounds on her. Okay.
Mistral, I suppose you should be carrying our friend Tuff here.
11.
11.
Yes, she called me Spider Mom.
Are you still
Spider
super hurt?
Mom. By like,
If you were like quantify it in a number,
You have a certain amount
On a
of
scale of 1 to 65.
right?
I would say like a 12. Like that's
You need 12.
any 12.
I'll keep petting her hair.
Okay, I was about to say, you're right.
I do another 11.
What happened?
Okay. I'm good.
Perfect.
Okay.
Mel, how are you?
Okay.
Buzzing as usual. We love to see it.
Buzzing.
Ataktos, how you doing, sweetie?
You're good.
You alright?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
You're not gonna shift into another plane, or?
Yeah.
Another plane, no, but perhaps a different version of myself, yes.
And Mel, as far as one of your skills is concerned, I'll say like the bodies of the Gorgons have remained enough as like their spirits have been claimed by your friends.
But the bodies are still there.
Yes. So if your bees wanted to take one over.
Okay, I wasn't sure because they look so big. I wasn't sure. That's why I didn't ask initially.
Yes.
I would suggest if you're
Let's
going.
roll the sport.
If
I was like, I'm like
going-
looking at it longingly, like, do I do?
So can I?
I
would
like to check the bees on
suggest
either side, like.
if you're going to use your bees for that sort of power, go for the less attractive one, if you could.
The intimidation factor, that makes a lot of sense.
Let's go for the scary ugly sister. Nobody want that.
Not only is she ugly, she's inherently frightening because of it.
Everybody has to make a
It's one
charisma
shot.
check.
Brings
God.
the question: who's the real villain?
Who are the monsters?
But your bees begin to almost like play and crawl inside of the ugly one.
There's some holes left over from the scarabs that they can just sort of slip into.
Oh my
Yay,
Oh
zombie!
no.
As a zombie is created.
Oh god.
Yay! My worker zombie. I only have 1 hit point, but it's very cool.
That is new. Absolutely.
That is funny and terrifying.
I have really never seen anything like this group.
Zombie reporting for duty.
Why do you sound so familiar? I don't know if I like it.
I know you.
They love having fun with the vocal cords. It's so much fun for them.
So they'll have a bell.
Alright, babies, let's go.
Babies.
Babies.
Well, on to the next room, shall we? Also, Matthew, if it is circus themed,
Cow squad.
I will scream.
It is not circus themed. I don't think.
I don't know why I expected the map to move for me.
I was like, alright, well, Matt went, so here we go.
Matt moved us, and I was like,
Spoiled by the table.
He's like, alright, time to go and kill a southern wind. You know, good luck.
I can't.
No.
what in the anime porn?
What the fuck?
I didn't scroll far.
just
I
kidding.
that.
I zoomed in, and the shading is not what I thought it was.
As you walk down this walkway here, it begins to open up once again into a more finished room. The dirt turns to wooden boards beneath your feet. Straight ahead, you can see a coffin. Ahead, you can see a crate full of gold. You can see like a manhole cover. And it seems like weirdly a finished room inside of this cave area. And as you walk in, you can hear like the sound of a cat batting something around this room, as this room appears to be occupied.
Is anyone good at talking to cats?
And, like peeking around the corner, you can see that there is a sphinx perched on top of a fallen stone pillar next to a red crystal door.
Can I do a history check on Sphinx?
Oh yeah.
Oh no, what number is that? The 16.
Go to college with any.
Oh no, I'm not good at these things. I forgot I'm a different character.
Oh no!
18.
You are familiar with many monsters, part of your like Valkyrie training, from a number of different mythos. You know that Sphinx tend to be like very stoic, reserved. They tend to test people with puzzles, like a cat-like body and like a human face. Often very like almost like librarian-esque and like typical like tropes where it's just very stern and assertive.
Does she happen to have a vulture for her head?
This one does not.
This one is not.
Okay, so she's one of the 3 lovely Sphinx sisters. Got it.
She looks to be pretty bored, honestly. She's kind of just like,
Alright, sis. I'm going to tell everyone, we got a Sphinx. She likes riddles. If you're good at them, let's go. But also, maybe try not to attack on first sight.
I look at my worker zombie.
Nora attacking?
I'm just gonna start walking out and be like,
Play.
"Oh, Sphinx!"
Oh, hey.
Look, get her on over.
There's a door hidden in this room if you like solve a puzzle to get through it.
I'm gonna go over to the coffin and just kind of like.
Like, are you going to tell us about
Is
the...
there a riddle? Can you
Right.
tell me the riddle, and then I can solve the puzzle? I want to try to intimidate her.
I already told you the riddle.
There's a door hidden, so.
Oh, you're so bad at this.
Can I grab? I don't have permission to grab my character yet, but I wanted to grab. Actually, I think it's just because it's.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
There you go. You should have a shoulder.
Thank you. I'm gonna grab her and I'm gonna bring her over to this coffin. And I'm trying to move like the top of it. Can it move at all?
You push the coffin open. Inside, there is a skeleton holding a twin pair of swords. And this Sphinx is like, oh, you found something really important over there.
I can't touch anything unless I'm next to you.
Just like spider legs.
Is this like a trough of coins? Like.
It's a trough of coins.
You're very quick.
Don't touch anything.
My hand is like over the coins. About to
You can't be within 10 feet of all of you.
Can I investigate the table that I'm in front of, I guess?
It's like a lineup of jars. You can look inside. They don't have like corks or anything in them, and each of them has a different like pigment, what looks to be almost like a fine powder. Like to make it easy, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet.
What are the symbols on the swords? If there are symbols.
You look. It looks to be like pictograms, but not like hieroglyphics or like it doesn't look Greek. Doesn't look like runes, like Norse runes. It just looks like maybe something like a different ancient language of sorts.
I'm going to put my hand on both handles of the swords and try and pull them out of the sarcophagus. Or the coffin.
You grab the two swords, you pull them out, and the Sphinx is like, oh, nice, those are like super magical.
Really?
Yeah, they mean that you're like the chosen one. Like, no one else could have grabbed those.
She might be lying.
Insight. Yeah, that seems so weird to me.
Yeah, go ahead and roll me an insight.
It's real.
It's a 15. I don't think this could be enough.
Hard to read her face exactly, but the tone is definitely not like celebratory.
I'm gonna actually go walk.
Says it's a lie.
I'm gonna go walk up to the Sphinx with the swords.
Thanks. Do you only speak the truth?
Yeah,
So you don't lie?
never. I never like told a lie ever.
Ever.
If she's a liar, that's what she would say.
It's
Or-
opposite day.
Or perhaps because of her demeanor, it could be the truth. It could be more of an upsetting reality that it is the truth.
Do you
Is
know
there a door hidden in this room?
Yeah. It's like really hidden. You'll never find it.
what is tough? I'm asking the Sphinx.
I'm excited for the same.
Some sort of bee thing.
Yeah, I think she's lying.
That's why.
I was tempted
Which
to say,
means
like,
that-
a musician.
A successful musician.
Got a bright
So
future ahead of her.
I'm gonna go up to her with the swords and I'm gonna say, well, if these are magical,
I'm terrified.
I just relate to her so much, and I'm upset about
so
that.
much. Perhaps then you can tell me what the magical properties are for these swords.
If you hit someone with the left one, they turn into a jar of pudding, and if you hit someone with the other one, they become like your slave or whatever.
Ataktos. Ataktos. I
Yeah.
try like 5 times before I get it right. You can test it on my friend.
I'll fucking kill you.
No!
Do it.
Bet you won't.
Do it.
Don't throw the candle stand in.
I appreciate that. I want to give. I'm going to give something else a try.
I mean, technically, you could use the Sphinx for that. Based on her logic, she'd either turn into a jar of pudding or her slave.
I'm immune to swords.
I love that.
She said she's not.
I love that idea, and I take the left sword and I smash it into her neck.
The pudding one?
Roll to hit.
Yeah, the pudding one.
I mean, when I suggested it, I should have been like, ha ha ha. And then I didn't, and then here we are.
Natural 19 for 25.
Hey!
That didn't hit. And there's like a sword in her neck.
It's just like blood. It's like, I don't feel anything.
It's a Monty Python's flesh wound. She's got a flesh wound.
She's got a flesh wound.
Miss.
Flesh wound.
It seems as though this isn't magical. Neither is she telling the truth ever. Should be easy to find this door. Then I'm gonna take the other sword and I'm gonna walk up to our bee friend.
Can I just try to walk through the wall? I'm fine walking into a wall.
I mean, you don't have to hit him now.
Oh, I'm not going to hit him now. I was going to suggest that you hold on to this for later if she is telling the truth.
I mean, she didn't turn into a jar of pudding. Is she your slave?
Yeah, do you know which one was which? Did you switch hands? How does she know? Like, right and left to what you're seeing or what you're holding?
Yeah. Stage left?
Not this. Not this.
I
Or
command
roll left?
Sphinx, I command you to tell us one of the hints and where we can locate it for this door.
I'm
Is
your
this an escape
slave,
room?
and you need to put all the coins in your butt.
Stands to reason.
Mistral, you walk up to the crystal door and you open it.
I remember this episode of Yu-Gi-Oh!
It's literally the worst.
Alright.
Oh!
Alright, come on, children.
I wanted to, but do you remember the Neverending Story? Where they're at the Sphinxes, and if you fuck up, they obliterate you by blasting you to pieces with their eyes.
Yeah, I was afraid it was gonna be.
Every time I see the Sphinx, I'm like, I'm gonna get obliterated for fucking up riddle.
I'm
I'm pretty sure I hit twice in that last fight, so I'm feeling like if I go, well, I'm missing out on a whole lot.
I'm super disappointed.
I just knocked over a
Oh. I'll hold out like a little spider arm.
You're my type.
She's taken, and I just grab her and we go.
Hey, Sphinx.
Yeah.
Do you think I'm a good musician?
It was great. I own all your albums.
My baby. Oh no.
Oh, we go back.
Double mom hug. And just carry her through.
We definitely have Ataktos as our Ataktos as our oldest child. He's now edgy.
Right.
Different child. We have our middle child Mel, who has the weird interest that we're like, yeah, honey, we like these too. And then our baby Tuff, who just cries.
She dries a tear with her matted hair.
You can call me Sai if that helps.
Ataktos is fine. It's your name.
I thought she said a sack chest. Okay, yeah, she's still got
Ataktos, Ataktos.
Yeah.
You know,
Lactose.
Ataktos.
Oh, fuck.
No need to change for us. It's on us to get it right. Ataktos. I've always known your name, Ataktos.
Yeah,
Ataktos?
Ataktos. Girl, Ataktos. getting more like candle.
This dog is getting super rude to attack me.
It's candle.
Wait, but I'll stab you in your leg.
But not your tendons.
But not the tendons, because you need to walk.
Right.
But Mistral has solved the Sphinx's puzzle, and the door was unlocked the whole time.
That's so fucked. So disrespectful.
Oh, we love it.
The Sphinx, I'm like, we have a book club if you want to join. It'll give you something to do.
Love. I can't wait.
You know, you don't have to be rude. As I go
As you guys step into this hallway, you can feel, like, as you open this door, the temperature dropped, like, 10 degrees. And with each progressive step, it's like, okay, alright, this is the air conditioning in a building in Florida in the summer. This is bracing. As you kind of step further and further into this hallway. Oops.
Why did we have to add initiative to the screen, Matthew?
I didn't really mean to open that, but it was just to make you nervous.
Funzy.
Yeah?
Just because I am going to reveal the next room, and it's like filled with monsters.
The initiative order has like 50 things, so we can't even see our own.
Right.
But you
They're all
guys,
natural 20s.
everyone rolled. Everyone rolled 1,000. The Sphinx rolled initiative for everyone.
Dang it.
But you guys can, like, there's like the crunch of snow and frost as you step further into this tunnel.
Is it on the walls as well?
It is almost like a tube of frost.
My flowers wilt.
The bees, like, their like wings start buzzing and they kind of get like insect sleepy, and like
Oh.
slowly Mel's shoulders just have like a pile of bees on them.
They're like pauldrons.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
They're 80s shoulder pads.
They all have their little butts up, so that makes the point.
Please.
It's fashion, sweetie.
Look it up.
We got the winter wear.
I would like to full on run into the slush and try to slide in it.
No!
Slip and slide.
You run and slide. It is like impressively. You continue sliding forward, continuing on into the next room, which is being revealed.
A knife. That's literally what just happened.
Every time the scythe comes out.
Fashion a scythe into a snowboard.
Snowboard kids! Oh my god!
As you step into a
Elsa?
room, you slide fully tough
No, like exactly, Elsa?
into the center of this
Minimize my
floor
screen.
that I stole from Frozen.
Okay, so this is very much the palace.
This
I was like,
is,
that is the exact design. She's like,
this is
I'm
Guy's
afraid for
palace.
Tuff, she went into the unknown.
As, 40 feet in the air, an ice walkway, you see a woman in high-heeled shoes,
Elsa.
a white dress, black hair,
Oh.
her arm around the girl in the photo Grover showed to you. As you slide to a stop, like completely silent room, the sound of your hooves, leaving a scratch deep in the ice floor.
Nailed it.
That doofus. You will not Percy Jackson. And this little girl is just like her eyes wide, like frost.
Immediately after she says that, I use my shape changer to turn into Percy Jackson. Kind of like oh my god, like Genie. He just pops out of nowhere and he says, "Sorry, hon, we had to find a way to get inside somehow."
And everyone roll initiative.
Hey.
to Percy Jackson. What's your next move?
You know what? That's a good question. I don't really know. You know what? Who's next to me?
Mel.
Mel's next to me. You know, I'm going to use a bonus action to give Mel a bardic inspiration.
Ooh, thank you.
And I'm just going to say, from the man himself, you got this.
I'm like slowly nodding and like under my breath I'm still going.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. This doesn't really help. It's still the same. You know what? Don't worry about it. And I'm gonna move myself out of the way, just like right here.
Yes, Percy Jackson, feel free to come in. You will be my bargaining chip.
You know what? I wouldn't mind that. Not at all. I'm Percy Jackson.
You have to punctuate all your lines with
It's very authentic.
I'm Percy Jackson.
I prefer my Sons of Poseidon on ice. And as a legendary action, she raises a hand and like ice fractals from the walls explode out onto Percy Jackson?
He clearly said it. It is him.
Clearly.
It's his famous catchphrase.
There's frozen fractals all around.
They 25 to hit. You take 11 cold damage. As these ice blast out at you.
The cold never bothered you anyway.
I know what you're referring to, and I don't like it.
Well, I will.
haven't heard the end of it.
I was here first.
I talked to one animator one time.
Look, in 100 years, no one will remember Elsa, and they will all remember Kyo, the North Wind. What?
Who?
Who?
Must be now.
And Mel, that's you.
Oh God, it is me.
She's like, yeah, it is. Nope, that's me. Yes.
Okay, so this is clearly what we're going to do. So I'm going to step in. Let's see. Is there a way up to that balcony?
There doesn't appear to be an obvious one.
Cool.
It's like invisible or something.
Not you saying cool on ice, dude.
Cool.
You're like bad gym leaders. I hate it.
Ah.
Cool.
Well, okay.
Wow,
Cool.
crazy.
Okay.
Cool.
That's Kyo,
I'm going
and it's a fighting game, just
I'm going to use my wild shape to shift into Queen Bee mode, get my temp HP. I am now deafened as the bees leave my canals. Yes, that is on. And I can at will do the levitate thing, so I'm first gonna step forward as I'm doing this, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 35, and then start levitating up.
You begin floating in your wild shape. The circle of stings surrounds you. Estelle has this ice mask on, but she seems to be very scared.
Nice.
And that is Kyo.
I see her like moving, and I'm like,
Let me make a little check real fast.
I love that. Nice.
Her mouth is covered, but she has like her hands tied together with like an icy cuff. But she gets her hands up high enough and signs just like finger spelling. Doesn't know too much sign language. Just HELP.
okay.
Like,
In my
Star's like, now.
my zombie goes right after me, and really all they can do is, how fast can they go? Oh, they can only walk 20, so so they just walk 20 feet up. They can't really do anything else. But
We've got the shit to save the day. Oh, it's cold as heck in here.
They're slowing down.
I'm right behind you, kid. No, way
Should have
behind
worn
you,
a
kid.
bee coat.
Did you say a bee coat?
Like a pea
Please
coat,
leave.
but for bees.
Please leave.
Took me a second.
Added it.
I got it immediately. I was offended.
I'm like,
Offended, honestly.
I'm like, have y'all ever been in love with a man before?
As Keone raises two of her hands up, two frozen fractals in her hands, and launches them, one at Tuff, one at Mel. Ooh, that's a 17 to hit Tuff, and a 26 to hit Mel.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
that
this
sure does.
would be over by now, so you won't have that bonus anymore.
Tuff, that is a 16 to hit you, or 16 damage, cold damage to Tuff, who's not raging yet, and 16 to Mel.
Okay.
This ice just like comes right near you and explodes in this cloud of like frigid air.
Cool.
Need that.
And then that is Tuff.
All right, so I was feeling like really tired after our last encounter, and like the ice just kind of perked me up, so I was excited to go play. And as I'm playing, I get attacked, so I'm a little bit upset now.
Are you feeling
And-
very attacked right now?
I'm feeling very attacked. So I look up and make eyes at her and realize that she's the one that's spoiled my time. So I would like to go into a rage and try to run up to her, get as close as I can.
Yeah. You go into a rage and give me an athletics or acrobatics check to climb the ice.
I can't tell if Tuff is a Leah Loman impersonator. His speech pattern is identical. And that's all I can think about. Is that you are... I can't tell.
She's
I'm
calling.
sorry, I have friends
Oh,
who
no.
call me.
She's calling
I'm
right
sorry,
now.
I have friends who call
Is
me.
it Leah?
It's Leah Loman. She's a fan.
Hey, girl.
Oh, she's not.
She's not a fan.
Oh my god. Stop. I can't.
Oh my god, Leah, you can't call me. I told you on podcast.
Well, my spider mom is having a combo behind my back.
It's a call from a teacher.
Yeah, I don't like
Oh,
it. Okay, so I got a 13.
I'll say you can start like using your goat hooves to start climbing this wall, but you don't get all the way up. But you should be able to make it up next turn,
That's fair.
unless you fall.
Cool.
That is but if you're not attacking, you can use your action to dash. Roll me another athletics or acrobatics check.
Okay. It's a 14.
You kind of get to like the lip of the walkway, but you're gonna have to pull yourself up with one last check next turn.
Okay.
But that is Shatari.
Who?
Who?
Shataar.
I was like, that's a whole
The-
race of people.
The parentheses was like, yes, that is an I.
Shatari.
Not the
Shataar being
Shatari.
Nation.
Not the Shatari. I thought they were.
He said that would be Shatari, and I was like,
I love
fuck.
those mushrooms.
God.
Yay.
This is fucked.
I think Shataar realizes, like, okay, this is giving last battle kind of vibes. Clearly the boss. So she's going to just fist bump herself and like, all right, we trained for this. We got this. And then she starts humming. And as she starts humming, she sprouts these beautiful white wings, and then she's enshrouded in armor as she becomes like what you would think of as like a traditional Valkyrie, like the wings on the helmet, like full scale. As it shows her radiant soul and truly becomes a Valkyrie, and she just starts flying, but her swarm now takes the form of a horse as she like gallops 30 feet into the air while like with her blade held high, charging towards Keone. So she's just gonna move 30 feet.
Oh, get there!
But yeah, that's she's into it. She's ready. She's here for the fight. But she's humming probably my favorite battle song, which is "Rainbow in the Dark" by Dio, which is like an 80s metal song, which is so random. But listen to it and it'll make sense.
The zombie started to hum Ride of the Valkyries and was like,
Could you imagine Ride of the Valkyries? Oh my god. All the bees. No one can hear anything.
And Mistral.
Seeing everyone kind of starting to run out, I'm going to use my spider legs to move 40 feet. 40. And then looking at Tuff, Mel, Shataar, and myself here, I'm going to cast Bless at 2nd level. So make sure you, anytime you make a saving throw or roll to hit, you added a d4 and add that to your total.
Nice.
I'm going to do that so that I don't break concentration in that before I pass it on myself.
Oh, smart.
Where am I looking? Bonus action. Those are both concentration. Bonus action. I already did this. Never mind. I just didn't click the box. So I was like, I can get a spell slot back. I can't. I already did that.
And at the end of your turn, Mistral with a 26 to hit Shataar.
Whoa. She said, you're going to turn into a Valkyrie in front of me?
I'm the only one allowed to do cool things. And shoots an icy blast at you, Shataar.
Terrible pun.
For 13 cold damage. And that is Percy Jackson.
Well, don't think this is a really good idea to have this up if she does not like Percy Jackson. So I'm going to drop Percy Jackson.
You drop Percy Jackson. Give me that wild magic roll.
Wild magic roll.
Oh, I'm not Percy Jackson.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Medusa. No.
86.
86. Where did I put that token? Ataktos has dropped his guys, and he is back. And Keone's just like, wait, so you're not Percy Jackson? So you're all just wasting my time?
That wasn't really nice, and I thought you actually saw me change into Percy Jackson. Apparently, you have terrible vision, and that is not respectful to hit someone that has multiple identities. It's not correct. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Let's see how close you are. Oh, fuck, you're just out of range for that. But... yeah, no, you're just out of range. Okay. That's fine. Whatever.
Does a 15 hit you, Ataktos?
No.
She tries to throw an icy blast at you for wasting her time, and she misses.
I'm going to use a bonus action to bardically inspire Shataar, though.
Nice.
And I'm going to say, "You've got this, babe."
And
I got you, babe.
and Mel, that's you.
All right. Bees, I'm motioning for Bees to keep lifting me up for movement. And then, because it worked so well last time, I'm going to put a nice little pollen cloud up here. But I want to do it sort of off to the side so that it doesn't get her. It just gets Ice Queen.
Nice. I'm actually going to copy and paste one of your little zombies who's going to stand in for the cloud.
Hey.
20. Boom. There we go.
Oh, that's beautiful.
It's like the perfect pollen cloud up and above her. So it's just sitting down, and she is sitting in this cloud.
It's like the butt of the ball pollen.
Flu season comes before winter. My immune system can't handle this. This is terrible.
I can't tell what she's saying at all. She's too far.
And she's too angry that you can't read her lips.
It's like she's very bad at enunciating.
She should work on that. Any movement or bonus actions from you?
Other than the trying to get lifted up and towards her, however much I can, by the bees levitating, that should be it.
I'd say they can get you like 20 feet. It's not your full movement.
Yeah.
Oh, you have 30. You have 35 feet. So they get you like 25 feet. So it'll be like a 10 foot penalty to for them to push you forward.
Sounds good.
That is Estelle, who is panicked but laughing a little bit at the pollen cloud. And that is back around to Keone, who is going to have to use a Dispel magic to dispel this pollen cloud. It just comes out as one enormous sneeze that is, like, she is so hoity-toity, and the sneeze is just as this pollen dissipates. That was Estelle. Gross. That's all she can do. And that is Tuff. Give me another athletics check, Tuff. And I think you can add a d4 to this because it's a ability check?
No.
No, just saving throws and attacks. Sorry.
Correct.
All right. I got a 21.
Nice. You pull yourself up using, let's say, 5 feet of your movement.
Mm-hmm.
And get yourself up here.
So I lock eyes with her and snap my flute, get that scythe out, and say, "You have boogers on your face."
No, I don't.
That's true.
And she is exactly 40 feet away, which is how much movement you have left.
Wait. Did I already use my action to get up there?
No, you rolled above a 20, so you didn't have to use your action to do that.
Oh, cool. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead
And
attack.
add a d4 to this.
Okay.
Yes.
If you're attacking, which I'm assuming you're doing.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I got a nat 20. So a 29 plus 4? Is that enough?
It's a crit.
I don't.
Genuine of, is that enough?
What? Like it's hard?
Oh my god.
Oh.
I got a 14. Doesn't seem like enough, but yeah, I guess.
You may have just rolled low.
Yeah.
Plus 2.
Did you plus 2?
Okay, 16.
Nice.
And then my second hit.
You also get to add a d4 to this as well.
Okay. Oh no. Oh well, it's a dirty 20,
That will hit.
and we got 18 damage.
Nice. Always know when like a normal hit is more than a crit.
Did you add the 2 rage damage to that?
Oh, Oh, yeah, I didn't even specify that I was raging. Did I?
Yeah, you did.
At the beginning.
Earlier?
Because she
Okay.
kept you
You
from having
rage
fun in the
climbed.
snow.
Then, thank you for keeping me in check. Yes, I do need to add my rage damage.
Nice. Minus 2 more damage.
For a bonus action, can I do that?
You have your headbutt.
Yeah, I kind of want to, like, investigate how, like, is she connected to the girl in any way? Or is she just, like, holding her?
Give me a perception check.
A 23.
You look quickly. Keone is using both her hands to like cast spells and stuff, but you can see Estelle like has her hands like frozen to the railing of this walkway. So it's more like there's ice holding her in place, but nothing else really.
If I, like, headbutt the ice, like, will I hurt her?
Not if you roll well.
Okay.
Chance.
Don't forget to add your d4
Okay.
And then you're +2 to your
damage if you hit.
damage.
Well, then it's a 30.
Oh my fucking god!
I think Al's in every party from now.
So what are you doing next week?
You
Tuff
like
is just automatically in the party.
Well, we have a boss battle coming up. Do you want-
You gotta fight a
Level
god.
use your
real quick,
scythe
then.
to like push Keone back, and then like one of your curved horns, you just knock it to the side, right where like Estelle's hands are, and she breaks them open.
Great.
Shataar.
Fucking 30.
At level 6.
Sorry, I was listening to Cold War by Janelle Monáe, which
I
is the
hate
next
you.
song that she
I
starts humming.
hate you.
She just has like a pill Bluetooth speaker
Please.
that activates when she
Holding
uses her
it.
Valkyrie form.
It's inspired by music. So, like, how far away are we from her?
70 feet.
Then I would like to fly, instead of up, over 30 feet. Does that make sense? So, like, instead of up, just be like 30, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I just want to yell at little girl to jump. And I will catch her.
Give me a persuasion check. I'd say
Remember that bard.
with advantage.
Bardic inspiration, remember that.
That's cocked. Okay. That is 18.
Estelle, like, with her hands kind of free, like, thing still in her mouth, she kind of looks at you, and looks at Keone, and looks at Tuff, and gives, like, a quick little nod.
And then I will... Would you say catching her would be my action?
I would say, if you hold your action, you'll kind of, like... I would say if you hold your action, you won't have to make an ability check, because you're prepped to do this, and it's within your abilities. If you were to use an action, it would be a check of some kind.
Just let this girl plummet. Yeah, then I'll hold my action to keep that. And
Pop her
then-
back up afterwards. It's fine.
Right. Well, ooh, girl,
Like, ooh.
Bring her back to Percy. And
She's
like,
got a broken ankle. We're like,
Sorry.
humming like really loud. Did she always vibrate like this?
Were her legs always the opposite direction? I'm
that's
confused.
We
weird.
brought her back as a zombie.
Don't-
her knees
don't-
go this way,
I'm
right?
now her nanny. Hi, welcome.
Her soul is in this frog.
We have her in pieces. You have to figure out how to put it back together.
Do you
It's
like
next
Resident
campaign.
Evil Village.
Here's your little sister.
So her head's supposed to be this way or that way?
Like we couldn't figure it out. We saw
I
her for
love
like 2
Hereditary.
seconds.
Somehow Galen still pees on her. So I'll never forget when Galen.
I hate you.
So Yes, I'm gonna hold. I'm gonna hold to catch her.
You hold to catch her. Keone, at the end of Shataar's turn, is going to try and frost Tuff. That is a 19 to hit. But you resist all damage except psychic. So you only take 8 cold damage, Tuff.
Shit.
And that is Mistral.
I'm like eyeing up towards the wall, and I hear Shataar yell this. So I'm going to skeeter across the ground to get here. So that's 20. And I'm going to say your initiative to save is inspiring to me. And I'm going to cast Warding Bond on you. So... Boop, there's my second level spell. And while you are within 60 feet of me, you gain +1 to your AC and all saving throws, and you have resistance to all damage. Anytime you take damage, I also take that damage. And then the spell ends if I drop to 0 hit points, or if we become separated by more than 60 feet.
Who did you cast it on?
You.
Oh.
Remember,
Mama, let's go.
I remember that because I used it against. I used it on you as Galen, and I remember that I had the fire cloak, and I was fucking dying.
Yes.
You were dying so fast.
So fast.
So fast.
That is Ataktos.
Okay. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I'm technically under you, but I'm just going to be like right here. And I'm going to, because you're in range now, I'm going to see that this lady attacked Tuff, and I say, oh, no, you don't. And I'm going to use Hold Person. So I need you to make another Wisdom saving throw for me, please.
Okay. It's a natural 7.
Plus.
She is proficient in Wisdom saving throws. That is a 19.
Oh, we're so close.
Now,
What kind of
now we know.
proficiency?
Yeah, plus 12, Matthew?
Plus 12.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, she is a god.
She is a god. I guess. Okay, well, Bardic Inspiration on the little one, and I'm going to say, you can do this.
Like, Estelle gives a nod. At the end of Ataktos' turn, Keone is going to look at what is happening down at the base. She's going to see Ataktos cast a spell on her, and she will roll so poorly. Does a 17 hit?
Just hits.
Okay. That is 22 cold damage to Ataktos as this frosty burst occurs.
All over my shoes.
It's funny how some distance makes everything seem small.
I want you to stop singing, woman.
It's deep in your crushed velvet now.
Oh, you're like all this water on the velvet. It's gonna be bad.
Destroyed.
This is aggravating, but I think I'll be fine.
And Mel, that's you.
All right. I've been trying to keep up with what's going on, and I haven't quite caught it all. So I just look to Shataar and try to say "Airbuds," and then continue on towards her.
5, 10, 15, 20.
Airbuds.
And you say that, and I did not picture headphones or anything like that.
The dog that plays
dog.
basketball.
That's what I was thinking of too. Was I didn't think till I said it. It was like, oh wait, the Apple product too. But I was thinking dogs.
The dog who plays basketball. I'm fully invested. Yes. She starts dribbling her way up.
There's no rule that says
that bees can't play.
please can't play basketball.
Oh, I want to be a professional sports player. Is my next D&D
Just dunk a hive.
sports player?
Oh god.
As if
Professional
the word
sports player?
athlete doesn't exist.
A champion fighter.
Whitney
Be a
Jammer.
professional
Yep.
sports player.
Got a nickname
But,
part
like-
of the team.
Professional wrestler works really good for parties, though.
Wow.
But also Fabian Seacaster.
Maybe, yeah.
Papa!
At the you have that was just your movement. If you have an
Yeah,
action or
that
something.
was just my movement. I'm not quite close enough to... Wait. I have to, double check because of the two screens. Okay, no, I am not close enough to do that. However, I will... I'm so sorry. I'm so new to all this stuff.
Druids have
Druids.
They really do.
Yeah.
And you get a lot early. So you're like,
So, I'm gonna save that, and for my action, I'm just gonna go ahead and try to blind her.
nice. So
Seeing as we're doing stuff with the girl, so that's a Constitution saving throw.
Constitution save. Ooh, that is a natural 18.
Oh, failure! Swats away the bees.
Bugs don't do very well in the winter. That's why I like it so much. You are gross.
Oh my god.
And
You're mumbling.
you still can't hear her.
I can't tell what she's saying. She's very bad at mumbling.
That is a 32 to hit with an icy blast at Mel.
Holy shit.
She's
well, I'm glad
That
none of us are
hits.
even trying.
For 10 cold damage.
Oh, I ran out of temp HP. Oh
Estelle, hands free, reaches in her jacket and pulls out a short sword and jumps into the waiting arms of Shataar.
Oh,
Like bees,
Pocahontas style.
just
yes, just like frozen.
Fucking god.
just knife first down at me, and I'm like, oh god.
I was really thinking it was like Naruto run, like arms behind, running on bees.
Not a Naruto leap off the balcony, please.
1,000%.
I almost had an opening. My hands were stuck, but if they weren't, I could have got.
Honey, don't worry.
Yeah.
We got you.
She gets to take a couple extra steps on towers of bees, like
Yeah.
Elsa and show yourself.
You like cushion her fall. Zombie who's like finally makes it there just to be like a cushion. And that is Keon's turn. And that's the same as the other. Okay. Well,
Oh, because she's starting her turn within 10 feet of me. Halo of Stings at double damage. That's another con saving throw.
oh,
Circle of Spores is so violent.
So
it's a
good.
natural 7
And that's not going to do it.
for a
So we're going to go.
total of 16.
Ah! Dang it.
Enough to
DC
save.
14.
That's
That's enough to save.
That's
I said it once, I'll say it again. You're gross. She's got
I'm
weird.
obtuse?
Her bugs made a horse. You're gross, and this one is mean.
I'm a whore?
No.
You got really use the lips, the tip of the tongue, the tip of the teeth.
Did you just crit?
She has 2 attacks, and I crit twice.
They're ones. They're ones. They're
On-
ones. They're ones. They're crit ones. They're crit ones.
That is
Crit
a
ones.
1, and that is another 1.
Yay!
Yeah!
Do it. Do
That's
it.
what is that? A 1 in 400 chance?
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful.
She extends like a hand at Tuff and a hand at Mel, and just. Well, you still suck. And Mel, Tuff, that is your turn.
Beat the shit out of her.
Knock her off.
Knock her off.
Yeah, sure.
I was hoping the one would have.
I would like to say this is for calling Mel a whore, even though I was right there.
You heard the whole thing.
Even though I heard what she said. And I don't know if this is possible, but can I grab her and like try to headbutt her off the like this is Sparta her?
You can absolutely make a shove attack.
Mm-hmm. And that is
Which is you.
Yeah, you add your athletics, but you're raging, so you'll have advantage.
Yeah, so you have make an athletics check with advantage.
Okay.
Against her athletics.
No shot.
It's a crit.
Oh my fucking god.
That's like
into the ground.
And I'm like,
You push Keon off the walkway.
Step by step, she's falling.
we all watch.
She takes
How high up was it?
40 feet. She takes 17 falling damage.
What
Is
about
bloodied.
is like embarrassment also like a damage?
psychic damage.
Not an extra one. She takes. I rolled a 6. She takes 6 more points of psychic damage.
Yeah.
Not feeling
It
today.
also, like, it's not just the embarrassment, but it's the gaslighting to think, did I say whore?
Yes, women should support women, but you ruined my plan. Can you just get out of my castle? We're done. You win, all right?
Oh.
Just go.
I mean, like, I'm cool with that.
Tuff is up top, like. Yeah.
Job done.
Do we?
Yay!
Like immediately, she hits the ground and looks up, and her mascara has run like in an instant down her cheeks. I hate you all. You can take her. I didn't even want to do that much anyway.
Tough, darling, can you just take a leap if you could for me?
You have another attack. I mean, I'm not telling you what to do, but
Okay. Well, yes, Mom. Spider Mom.
Please leap off and just like full tilt, just like 40 feet in the air, stab her
It's
from
like the
behind.
first hit on the asylum demon
it's Sora in Kingdom Hearts. Yeah,
It's Sephiroth to Aerith in the
Yeah.
original.
Oh, God.
7.
Can I do a reaction of Featherfall to like make it to where his Tuff doesn't actually get damaged?
God damn
Just
it.
like just
Save those
just
shins.
cast it and just
That
watch
is
her just
exactly how that spell works.
That is exactly how that works.
literally gonna careen just very slowly
Oh.
to the death as she just slowly just places the blade in between her chest, like just chunk.
Yes, I would like that. Yes.
Go ahead and roll your attack with advantage, Tuff.
You also
Okay.
can add a D4.
D4.
You're gonna crit again.
We
I
shall.
suppose. You're gonna crit again.
26.
That hits. Also say she's prone.
Okay.
Just go!
Start kicking her.
A 14 damage.
Oh God. She's so hurt. She is very hurt. Not quite on death's door yet. Stop! This isn't fun anymore.
I don't think we were ever the good guys.
No. No, we weren't.
Why should we start now?
If it makes you guys feel better, I am a child she kidnapped.
You're right.
Yeah.
Did you add
Hang
your
on.
rage damage? Did you add your pitch damage?
No.
two more damage.
More damage.
Just pushes it in a little bit more.
So, have you used
Oh, sorry, I'm not.
Have you used your bonus action?
Yeah.
You have
No, I haven't.
No.
So, do I grab her by the shoulders and headbutt her?
Yes.
just like a moment of like, it's okay.
Support from
Alright.
your two lesbian moms were like,
Yeah, I was definitely looking back at you guys.
we just look back and we just. Excuse me,
Roll
darling. you forgot to
advantage
headbutt.
again.
don't forget your
Okay.
rage damage, baby.
Okay,
Add the D4 from Bless.
okay. It's a 22.
Okay.
It's violent.
What the hell are your stats?
Right, at
Very
level
good.
6.
She rolled like one really good stat, so it was just like strength.
It is a 10, and I did add my breach.
She is on death's door. Shataar, that's you.
Oh,
I think it's a good time to leave. I don't think she wants us to be here.
it's cold as ice.
She just truly hates wanting
That's
to
a
be
fucking crit. Oh, that is a crit with my fucking soul blade. And I'm a Valkyrie, so I get automatic radiant damage added onto my attack because I'm
dead.
in radiant form.
She's dead.
Strike the final blow, Shataar.
Go, Mom.
Alright. Alright.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright. Okay.
Okie, okie, okie.
And then I'm gonna do storm damage for.
I gotta hear the number.
I was hoping I'd crit and then I could smite crit.
We love these juicy deeds.
We
So from-
love these juicy deeds. That was so musical.
But also, just curious, does a 24 also hit?
Yeah, she's just wearing a dress.
She's dead.
He has a plus 12 to her wisdom saves.
Okay.
Glass cannon.
So, you just see Shataar in her full Valkyrie form has her two swords, and she just Buffy backwards, backward handles, and just and just stabs this woman for 43 points of damage.
Nice.
As the swarm also goes in with her blade attacks and just starts ripping her apart into just a violent thing of like snowflakes and butterflies.
I was like, Olaf's.
That's a swarm of Olafs.
And
I'm
then
calling that like, no, more! Body!
I'm Olaf. I like warm hugs.
and then
Ripping her skin off.
This will be your
Yeah.
last hug.
just full on just Buffy the Vampire Slayer and this girl, and then casually flip them back into their holders and like, what a good time! This was great.
Another soul for Valhalla.
Please,
As you guys destroy Keone, Estelle is saved.
Is there enough of a body to put
Absolutely.
Yes, I want Percy to see who did it.
Of course,
no.
Bione comes with you guys, and Estelle is truly saved.
Yay!
And that's where we'll end for tonight.
Wow, that
I
was
love an
good.
That was
invitation to your wedding.
brutal.
Uh,
What a weird little group.
What
made?
bizarre group.
Literally the only like spell attack that I did, or any attack that I did, was vicious mockery. Everything else was just like, let's just
Let's just
like
mess
let's
with
fuck your mind up.
stuff.
Let's just fuck your brain up.
That's the thing about being a bard is like I feel like a lot of people forget. They're like, oh, well, I'm a bard, and I'm like, you're not an attacking class. You're a buff.
Yeah.
The whole point of a bard is to buff your party and debuff your enemy.
You could
Right.
build a bard purely off of gaslight, gatekeep, girl boss.
Girl boss.
Literally did.
That's
hilarious.
Literally just decided to take a Medusa and just fuck her day out. All while
destroy her from the inside out.
All
It's
while
not
Tuff
a pyramid scheme. It's a business opportunity.
right. All while Tuff over here is deciding, you know what? I want to be Leonidas for a day, and let me just beat this shit out of this woman and slowly stab her and then headbutt her to death. Like, it's just so good.
Yeah, let me tell you, taking dual wielding and then being a two-handed fighter style, fighting with two swords is so much fun.
It feels cool. It feels
so
cool.
good.
That's how I feel as Lyra. Is like, because it's like you get so many attacks. You're like, I am the coolest thing in the world.
Can we also just talk about really quickly, like while this whole thing was happening, there was a dead corpse of a pretty, of an ugly zombie Medusa,
Just
literally
hanging out with us.
hanging out with us.
Yeah.